Truman as the left lane closed. There's some road work on 44 going eastbound at Shrewsbury Avenue and a stalled vehicle 70 west at 5th Street.
Here comes our next cool front and a reinforcement of the northwest flow, a mix of clouds and sunshine going through the afternoon. Emphasis on the clouds. A couple of rain showers after 4 o'clock, 75 for the high. A couple of evening rain showers up until about 7 or 8, then turning partly cloudy, 54 for the overnight low. The weekend, first weekend of September, full moon weekend. Saturday, lots of sunshine, 75. Saturday night, clear and 54. Sunday, sunny and 75. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Sponsored by the Woodlands of Arnold Senior Living. We've got 74 degrees downtown. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Woodlands of Arnold campus offers skilled rehab, a beautiful assisted living community, and a secure memory care to keep your loved ones safe. Check us out at rspseniorliving.com. That's rspseniorliving.com.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Good afternoon, St. Louis. DGS 104.1 FM KMOX. Happy Friday to everybody.
Happy Friday.
Happy birthday to my mom. Would have been her 98th birthday.
Happy birthday.
98.
That's nuts.
It's nuts, isn't it?
Well, what's nuts is she almost got there.
I know.
It'd be different if it was like,
We're not sure, but we believe that one of my mom's aunts is still alive.
her aunt.
Wow. Yeah. They were really close in age.
Oh, okay. It's one of those.
She'd be about 105.
Okay.
And I know
is she 120?
She was alive a couple of years ago because my mom found her in a nursing home in California.
Huh.
But we didn't follow up or anything. Like, none of us ever knew her. But yeah, even going back to like the 20s and the 30s on my mom's side of the family, we had people living to over 100. So
dang,
back when it was pretty tough to live to, 80. So
there you go, Dave.
Got that going for
me.
So
when we say happy birthday and many more to you, it's probably going to be many more.
Yeah. Well, the Glover side of the family is as unhealthy as the Smith side was healthy. So it averages out.
Well, but you got both.
That's
and
true.
You don't know which one took control.
Nope, you don't. So my birthday's tomorrow, and the guys took me to Katie's Pizza over at Ballpark Village today.
That's good.
Here's my cake.
Don't tilt it too much.
Stream. I love that Rachel had both my names put on. It says "Happy Birthday, Dave Glover," just in case there's another Dave here.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we don't want Dave Murray to make any mistakes.
It's true.
Yeah, I don't trust him.
That's a nice cake.
Yeah,
lunch was good too.
Yeah, lunch was really good.
I'd not been there before. It was good.
Thank you guys for that.
And it was a perfect day to sit outside.
Really was.
Until
so
the
beautiful.
Speaker went off.
Except for that one thing.
Sounded like a clap of thunder literally 8 feet from us.
Just about the loudest thing I think I've ever heard.
Same. I cannot think of something that I have heard that is louder than that.
And I had like a Karen moment too, because I don't like
Rachel jumped a foot.
I was like, it scared me, and then I was scared, and I said, that just shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
That's like not okay.
It scared me more than the sound.
Rachel snapped into Karen mode right out the gate.
Well, I'm glad you did that because that was my reaction, but I didn't say it. And you're like, that's not okay. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, okay. It is actually
like
not okay.
whoever's test, it was not Katie's thing.
No, it was Ballpark Village.
Yeah,
it was the main stage.
It was like, dude, who's ever testing that? You need to be a little more careful.
Yeah, I mean, they had it turned up to 11.
It was crazy loud.
I mean, like that's how loud my concerts are, but they're not suddenly out of nowhere loud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's quiet, and all of a sudden it was just.
Yeah. Just one big
One
burst.
one guy basically making one big ass noise.
We saw Mr. DeWitt,
The third
the third.
walking in from the parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little too far away. That would have been weird, I think, if I had run up and tapped him on the shoulder to been like a
Probably.
little stalkerish. So I decided to just let it pass.
Would he know you?
Yeah, you better.
I just didn't know how much you knew.
We've had dinner together.
Well,
Well, I mean, it was at the stadium. It wasn't like we went anywhere like, oh, let's go. It was a big group thing.
now, to what level, to your understanding, is the third involved?
Oh, he does. I mean, most of the time, like the buildup was doing the business side, and that's what he's in charge of. But I don't think it's limited to that. I think he's, like in on everything.
Yeah.
DeWitt Jr. He's in on every baseball thing. He's very involved. He's very into it. He's been a baseball guy his whole life, so he's not just some rich guy that hasn't done it. I mean, he's been involved in the sport of baseball for a while, so he's very involved in baseball decisions. And I would imagine that the third is, at least tracking in that path.
Yeah. It's weird when you see people like that. I mean, like he's not a celebrity, but it's, it's a thing.
Well, it's just funny because we're driving up and I'm like, oh, I think that's Bill DeWitt the third, and I'm like, yeah, it is. Because then when you saw him walk into the Cardinals office building, I'm like, definitely him.
Kevin was very quietly and subtly saying behind him, well, if he walks into the stadium, we know that's him.
Yeah, well, it was a little bit of a distance, right?
Like,
When we
he's
first
gonna
passed,
hear you, dude.
I don't care if he hear. He'd be like, hey, what's up? Stop talking. They all know I'm loud. You think anybody at the ballpark doesn't know I'm loud?
Did you guys see that they've offered Elon Musk a new pay package that, if he accepts it, would make him the world's first trillionaire?
If they reach the goals.
They reach the goals.
So the way I read it, when I read that story, was they're trying to get him to pay attention to Tesla more than anything else.
I just don't understand.
So that if he does that and they reach these financial goals, then he will be a trillionaire at the end of it.
I get that if you own a successful car company, Ford, Chevy, Tesla, you're rich. I guess I don't know his history. I don't understand how you get to be the world's richest man. I know he owns more than that, but I just wouldn't think that Tesla would be all that profitable.
It varies, but it's very valuable because of it's advanced in the tech space.
Yeah.
But he's doing more. He's got the Boring Company. He's got all kinds of stuff. But that's that business. This gets into the shady part, right? Not shady, but the gray area of big business, because a lot of it's about valuation, not profit. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's about your stock price and how much people are into the business.
Yeah, what's worth on paper.
What's your what do they call that? Damn it.
Your net worth?
What part of how much of the market you take up, your I don't know, something capital.
Market cap?
Something like that. And listen to me giving a business lesson.
Liquid capital.
But the point is that it's not necessarily just this is how much they profit, but this is how people value it overall, and that's with stock investments and things like that.
You know what made me mad? I think you guys will get this. It's kind of a weird thing, but yesterday Trump hosted like the big five, Zuckerberg and Altman and Gates and all these guys, where they do the state dinners at the White House. And so here's Trump sitting there, a billionaire. Here are all these other guys sitting there, a billionaire. And there's this beautiful long table all adorned with these gorgeous yellow flowers. You know what really made me mad? We paid for those flowers. All of us peons paid for those flowers so that the experience could be a little better for all of these billionaires. And I don't even know what I mean by that. I don't expect them to pay for their own flowers. It's the White House.
They don't need flowers.
But it just pisses me off that, like, we're paying for all that. We're paying for the food. We're paying for the china. We're paying for the flowers. So all of these billionaires can get together and smell each other's farts.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. It's ridiculous. I don't understand why we all just go like, all right, hope you guys have a good time. Like, I guess people just aren't paying attention. I think if everyone paid attention and knew that was going on, things would be a little different. But I mean, everyone's wrapped up in their own stuff. So, I mean, I'm not trying to judge anyone, but it's the kind of thing where it is infuriating that it's like, hey, you guys are just like the most important people on the planet. And we're just gonna get you your nice flowers and your nice meal, and you guys pat each other on the back all afternoon, have fun, and enjoy getting richer and richer while the rest of us lose money.
She gets it. She understands.
Mm-hmm.
She understood the assignment.
Must be nice to be one of those guys, is all I can say.
So I had a couple people yesterday tell me that they're not listening to the show anymore. And I thought they were both interesting. I wanted to kind of address both. The weird one was a guy who said, and you guys are my proof on this because you hear every word I say, I just can't stand your show anymore because all you talk about every day is being a part of Generation Jones.
What?
He's like, I'm so sick of the show being about Generation Jones. It's not a real generation. Someone made it up. You're the one pushing it. And I remember talking about it once a couple years ago that Generation Jones is something that someone made up. If you're born between like 1955 and 1965, which I'm 1964. And I think I mentioned it once, like, oh yeah, it looks like I'm part of Generation Jones. This guy's never listening again because that's all we talk about on the show.
I've literally never heard you say those words until today. And I've been on the show, what now, 2.5 years?
Yeah.
I've literally never heard those words. I just got the most confused look on my face because I've never heard that phrase before.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of the DGS because all they do is talk about gardening like every minute of every show.
Right.
All they ever talk about is artichokes. What the hell?
Yeah, like I'm not sure what you're talking about, but
the other
have a good
one
day.
Said, I can't listen to your show anymore because of the open hatred you have for conservatives. And I have to do this about once a year. But let me just be clear. I have no problem with conservatives. 99% of my votes since I have been sentient were for Republicans. I have trouble with sub-intelligent, racist, homophobic, fake tough guy, pseudo-Christian, patriot cosplaying a-holes. I'm fine with conservatives. And if what I just said triggers you, you might want to look in the mirror. But if you're none of those things and you just vote conservative policies like Amy Mark Scores and Brad Young, I have no problem with you. Seems fair, right?
Yeah.
I would bet I would bet that people who are the lefty equivalent of, I don't know what, MAGA or more than super MAGA, whatever, they probably hate us too.
That's good point.
We're not big fans of them either.
Good point.
I mean, we're playing between the 20s.
Yes.
We're playing between the 20s.
Probably between the 40s.
Maybe.
I think I play between the 40s.
Yeah, I don't think it's definitely midfield. So yeah, if you're a little too crazy either direction, you're probably not going to like us. But I think the vast majority of people are in that center, which is, by the way, why elections go back and forth.
Right.
Because there's a large number of people that are movable, that will go back and forth, that will change based on circumstances and based on policy differences or experience differences. It should never just be, I'm automatically always voting one way. I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. There's no way that can possibly make sense.
Agreed.
Now, it can make sense in a specific place, right? If you, like we've talked about all the redistricting. Well, if you live in a district where there's not going to even be an opposition party, well, then guess what you're going to do? But it's like, I don't know. I feel like if you don't have any maneuverability at all, you're oversimplifying complicated policy.
Yes. Thus the sub-intelligent.
Yeah. I mean, and again, I don't think that many people are that. And I think a lot of people just look, you guys, what was it yesterday or the day before? I was mad about the whole political thing because everybody's all about their emotions. It's about fear and anger and things like that. Well, a lot of us don't want to run based on the emotion because emotion is where you make mistakes, right? I mean, I get angry, but I don't make decisions when I'm angry because if I did, they'd be bad decisions.
You must have a narrow window for making decisions.
I set out about 10 minutes a day.
I was going to say, about 3 minutes a day.
I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't understand why it's that complicated.
Yeah. Well, we covered a lot of ground in the first segment. Again, happy birthday to my mom. Really missing her lately. Like everyone does this, but I legit picked up my phone and called the number. Yeah. And her phone is in my house, like not turned on. That would have been extra double creepy. But like, yeah, to everyone who lost one over the year, my condolences.
This is Megan Lynch for Ophthalmology Associates. Do you worry about going to see someone about your eyesight because you're stressed about the tests that they might run, and more specifically, the equipment that they might use? Ophthalmology Associates has the latest technology to see inside your eyes and detect issues without discomfort, and they have a great staff that guides you through the entire process. Call 314-966-5000 or go to youridoc.com. You can see the doctors of Ophthalmology Associates, Doctors Greg Birdie, that's who I see, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andy Royer. From issues like dry eye to conditions such as cataracts and glaucoma, the doctors of Ophthalmology Associates will guide you through your diagnosis and your treatment options. For more information, call Ophthalmology Associates 314-966-5000. That's 314-966-5000. Or go to youridoc.com.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. Openphone.com/TRY.
Hey, this is Charlie Brennan. Have you noticed loose bricks or missing mortar around your house, on the walls, the patios, the walkways, the porch, or the chimneys? If so, you need to call Morelli Tuck Pointing. 314-645-1387. You might need one of two things: solid tuck pointing, the removal of old mortar with the replacement of new mortar throughout an entire wall or chimney, or maybe just spot tuck pointing. Spot tuck pointing involves the tuck pointing of a particular wall, a chimney, or other masonry surface in an area where it's needed the most. One example might be settlement cracks, usually found above or below windows or doorways. 314-645-1387. Call the company that the Brennans have called when we've needed tuck pointing. Morelli Tuck Pointing, the masonry specialists. Winner of the Angie's List Super Service Award every year since 2005. 314-645-1387, MorelliTuckPointing.com.
I hear from sellers all the time that they fear they have missed out on the selling market. They are so relieved to learn September, October, and November are strong selling months. With low inventory and hopefully lower interest rates, this fall will be a hot one for real estate. I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. You may have heard me say, why pay more than 4 for years? Now it's why pay more than 2, saving you even more money. Call me 314-441-4444. And remember, why pay more than 2?
Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri, Kansas, and Nevada.
Total Information AM, weekdays 5 to 9 on the voice of St. Louis, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX. Happy Friday. Thanks for all the birthday wishes on the stream. Really, really appreciated. Wheels, you know the story when I was born?
I was not there, no.
So I had heard this from my family, but one of my first girlfriends, her grandpa delivered me.
Oh.
And when I met him, he said, I remember you.
Huh?
And what happened was...
Wait, he remembered you by name or by looking at you?
No, by name.
Oh, okay. I'm like, damn, that's good.
And W.V. Roberson delivered every baby, back on the east side during my era. And when I was born, I had the cord wrapped several times. And my mom was hemorrhaging. And they said, according to him, set the baby aside. Let's save the mom. And I was like black, just from, I guess, lack of oxygen.
Right, because you're getting,
Yeah. And so then one of the nurses said, look at the baby. And I was evidently pulling at, like, trying to get the cord. And so they were able to save me.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But it was pretty touch and go.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Wonder how common that is.
I think it's fairly common, but it's like degrees.
Right.
And mine was pretty bad, I guess. So like it was literally choking me. So
it's crazy.
Yeah. So Claire's is shutting down.
They are closing about 300 locations across the country, which is sad for many reasons. I mean, I know you've been to Claire's, Dave. Isn't that
was
where
my place?
That's where you got your ears pierced.
Sitting there with 8-year-old girls.
I used to love to go in there and look at all their jewelry and all their different things. And then, you know, as an adult, I've taken my niece Catherine to Claire's and gone and picked out like eyeshadows and necklaces and stuff.
Sweet.
It's just like a fun, nice thing that we got to have. I understand why they're not doing so great. You can get all this stuff for cheaper online, but there's something magical about going into a store like that, especially when you're a little kid.
Yeah. My magic store was McCrory's, which was at Eastgate, and it was like a 5 and dime, and they had a soda fountain where you could, like, they had toys and they had pets, like those little turtles, you know, and the little aquariums that your mom would never let you get because they had bacteria, and a soda fountain where you could go sit down and order, you know, ice cream and such, and then you got to spin the wheel to see how much you paid for it.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So it could be like a nickel. And that was like my special love McCrory's.
Look out.
Yeah, it was fun.
Was that in Roxana?
It was at Eastgate.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Eastgate sounds like it was so cool.
It was.
Before I was born.
No, it was. It was like thriving. It was pretty cool.
It's kind of thriving. There's stuff there now. They brought it back.
I can't believe it's still going.
Degree. It's better now than it has been probably at any point in my life.
You know what I found yesterday going through some stuff? An unopened thing of masks.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it really was like a punch in the stomach. It really brought it all back. And those black masks, you know, that everyone had. And
yeah, I experienced that this morning as well. I was cleaning up the backseat of my car because I knew we were all going to drive to lunch, and I didn't want to make Wheels and Andrew sit on a bunch of trash in the back of my car. But I had a mask back there, and I was like, "Ooh, yep, those were the days."
Yeah.
I don't really have a lot of experience being in a car with trash, so I really appreciate you.
Think of all the masks you have in there.
I felt right at home.
You know what's funny? That's the one thing I don't have. There was something that I was doing not long ago, and I was like, I would like to have a mask for this, and I could not find one.
Really?
I don't have any somehow. I'm shocked.
I low-key like the mask era. It's not like I don't like being recognized. I do. I like meeting people. I like meeting listeners. And it's not like I'm so famous that you know, like I have to wear a mask like Michael Jackson or something, but I am shy enough that I sort of like the anonymity. You know?
I understand.
Yeah.
I liked it because I could look terrible and then just put a mask on and
Right. Just
nobody
do your
knows or
eyes.
cares. Yeah, absolutely. Do that and a baseball cap. Ooh, don't have to do anything.
Didn't mind that at all. No. Time for a break.
Man, that was
Yeah.
quick.
Nice.
Thanks again, everyone, for the birthday wishes rolling in on the stream. Very kind.
Wake up informed. Wake up empowered. Wake up to Total Information AM, your morning must.
Hi, this is Debbie Monterey. I'm Megan Lynch.
This is Tom Ackerman.
From local news to breaking headlines to weather, traffic, and the stories that matter most, we've got you covered before your first sip of coffee. Expert analysis, bright perspectives from the people you trust. Total Information AM. Your day starts here. Mornings beginning at 5 on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. Paid for by Action Matters. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out.
Attention parents of children who have used the gaming platform known as Roblox. If your child was a victim of sexual abuse or harm of any kind while using the Roblox platform, you may be entitled to compensation. Roblox is facing multiple high-profile lawsuits, including an ongoing class action, alleging it failed to protect users from foreseeable dangers that led to the grooming, exploitation, and sexual abuse of minors on the platform. Claims allege Roblox turned a blind eye to predators, unsafe games, and deceptive monetization practices that targeted children. Victims were contacted through in-game chats and coerced into private conversations on third-party apps. If you believe your child may have been a victim of grooming, sexual abuse, or harm of any kind while using the Roblox platform, you may be entitled to a cash settlement. Text our helpline now to find out if you have a viable compensation claim against Roblox. Text GONE to 32 32 32. That's GONE to 32 32 32. GONE to 32 32 32.
We started Neoviten because we wanted to create a multivitamin for ourselves. That's why we focus on quality ingredients and formulas with our multivitamins. Neoviten 50 Plus multivitamins are formulated with over 20 vitamins and minerals, along with our 4-ingredient physician-formulated proprietary blend for the highest quality daily nutritional support. Give Neoviten 50 Plus multivitamins a try for yourself. Find them at your local Schnucks, Dierbergs, and online at neoviten.com.
It's time to check in with Dave Murray's weather forecast.
We have a top 10 weather weekend on the way. It's also the full moon weekend. Full moon is Sunday, known as the corn moon. We have a cool front on the way late today into this evening. So some clouds and some sunshine mixed together with the emphasis on the clouds. A couple of rain showers late in the afternoon, 75. Tonight, some evening rain showers up until about 8 or 9. Turning partly cloudy, 54 for the overnight low. Saturday, lots of sunshine, comfortable, nice. 75, 54 Saturday night, and Sunday sunny and 75. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
This report is sponsored by Metro Transit.
All summer long, Metro Day Passes from Metro Transit are just $5, so you can take a summer daycation anytime because your air-conditioned, no-gas to buy super safe, super clean Chariot awaits. Buy yours at metrostlouis.org. That's metrostl.org.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Cards manager Ollie Marble joins the Gas House Gang every Tuesday at noon. Sponsored by Siteman Cancer Center on the voice of the Cardinals. 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Our conversation with Ricky Horton is brought to you by Goodwill. Give hope, give local, give Goodwill.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Thanks again for all the birthday wishes. My birthday is tomorrow. My mom's 98th birthday is today. So happy birthday to Grandma Glover. She is huge in the DGS sky. Ricky Horton joins us. Hello, Rick.
Oh, a happy birthday to all involved as well. Now, that's awesome. All is good for me. I'm kind of in the middle of celebrating something different, the 85 Cardinal reunion, but really happy for you guys.
Amen, brother. I was going to ask you about that right off the bat. Just give me all your memories. Tell me, just what it was like.
So you think about playing for Whitey Herzog, and I am so grateful that I was in the time and space to play with one of the great managers of all time, a Hall of Famer, and all deference to Tony La Russa and other great managers, but certainly Cardinal managers. But Whitey was the perfect guy for that place in time in the 1980s, the most exciting brand of Cardinal baseball I've been around. And I've been around some, great teams, 2004, 2006, 11, of course. But boy, the 80s was fun with the running Redbirds, the good bullpen by committee, and the starting rotation that was so good. Really just a great era, and I've been celebrating with those guys. 22 former players are in town. And I went to a brunch this morning at the golf tournament for Cardinals Care yesterday, hung out with them at Whitmore Country Club, and it was a great event there. And honestly, I'm on cloud nine about reliving 40 years ago.
That team, Rick, obviously style of the time was completely different, but that, even though I always hate to bring it up, because even though the World Series didn't go the way that you guys wanted it to, and the way the city did, that's got to be one of the greatest Cardinals teams of all time.
It really is. It's funny. I was asked for a video on the 85 reunion that I did actually with Dan McLaughlin. He asked me about, I thought, a great question, and I've asked this question of other people, including Todd Worrell, who was a centerpiece of that moment in Kansas City on that play at first base. How do you feel? And I asked Todd 30 years later at another event, I said, how do you feel about that? And he said, it bothers me more now than it did 30 years ago. And I didn't understand that. But honestly, 40 years ago, now that I look back, it does bother me more than it did 40 years ago, because I'm actually wearing, it's 1:35 in the afternoon, and I'm wearing my 85 World Series ring as I sit on my front porch. And I'm wearing that because that's very meaningful to me. But I do feel like I wish this was a World Series championship ring, not because of the stuff that goes with that, externally, but internally, because that group of guys that I've been with the last 2 days and will be with tonight, and some will stay for tomorrow, those are brothers. Those are brothers that we were together with for 9 months. I love those guys. They're my best friends in the world, and I wish it would have ended differently. And so it actually bothers me more now in my older age than it would have 20 years ago.
So when you put it into perspective too, so I just looked this up. I think it's 5 teams in Cardinals history have won more than 101 games.
Yeah.
And I think three of them, I believe, were back to back in the 1940s. And then you had obviously the 2004 team, which was 105 wins or 104 wins. So I think it's 4, maybe 5 teams in Cardinals history. So this goes back to 1882. Only 4 or 5 have won more games. And that's why I feel like that team, because of that World Series, doesn't have the place outside of St. Louis. I think here, Ricky, people know it.
Yeah, I think so. No, we do feel it. Wheels, we do.
Yeah, when you ask people in another in a baseball town, they would not think of it because of the World Series. But that is one of the best seasons that any team has had in the history of the second winningest franchise in the history of the sport.
Rick, looking back, looking back, did you know it from the start? Did you feel something special even in spring training back in '85?
Honestly, no. We came in 3rd place in 1984, and we lost our best player, Bruce Sutter. So kind of like, no. Not in spring training, but Whitey Herzog had the vision of having a team that ran, and he had a vision of having this bullpen by committee, which, by the way, he invented that phrase in 1985. Not that people weren't doing that in a way, but Whitey invented that phrase, and it became a thing. And, the bullpen was a key moment of that, because he said, look, Bruce Sutter's gone, but we're going to do it different ways. We're going to have Jeff Lottie and Ken Daly, and we're going to do it differently. And honestly, Whitey's vision was there in spring training, but it didn't take place until, months into the season, where we realized, hey, this is a fun brand of baseball, and this is going to work. And I'm obviously glad to be a part of that. The only guy of that bullpen by committee I did not see this morning, and I saw Pat Perry, I saw Joe Baver, Ken Daly, Todd Worrell. We didn't see Bill Campbell, and Bill Campbell, the late Bill Campbell, of course, was a big part of that as well, a veteran guy. But those guys I spent a lot of time with, and it was basically 5 or 6 relievers, not 15 doing it. We did it with 5 or 6 guys the whole year. And the first game that we lost in the 9th inning was the 6th game of the World Series in Kansas City.
Wow.
First game we lost in the 9th.
Man, and it's crazy, you say that, and even looking, I just pulled up the page, Ricky. You're the one reliever that had the heaviest workload, right? None of the other guys threw more than 65, 66 innings. You were at 89, But the reason you guys didn't need it is because your starters were your top 3 starters through 275 innings.
Whoa.
269 and 241. Didn't need you guys that much.
No, so two of those 3 starters were at the golf tournament yesterday, John Tudor and Danny Cox, and they deserve a lot of credit. But the sons of Joaquin Andujar are actually in town. They were at the event this morning. They'll be at the ballpark tonight. I had a chance to tell both of those guys who live in New Jersey just how much their dad meant to us. So Joaquin was a huge part of that as well. But 3 guys that threw, do the math. What's that? 800 innings between the 3 guys, and that made the bullpen's job a lot easier.
Yeah.
So Rick, Maureen and I went to the game the other night, and she was an intern during this era. And she would work in the press box. And she was talking about, I'm like, who do you remember? And who did you know? And she was talking about Danny Cox. I don't know if you'll remember this, but she said that you guys pulled a prank on him where you made it look like he was getting a GQ cover shoot.
Yeah. That was actually Joe. That was actually Joe McGrain, which makes it even funnier if you know Joe McGrain. But that totally happened. That happened in the mid '80s, and Joe was totally convinced that GQ was going to do a photo shoot for him. And the whole idea was they made him stand in the outfield on a 105-degree day in St. Louis on the turf, and dressed in suits and they did a photo shoot that was totally bogus. And he's sweating like a pig trying to do that. And they had him in center field. They had lights on him and the whole idea. And then they sent a letter to him later. And actually Tom Brunansky was involved in that prank and several others. But they sent him a telegram later and said, by the way, the joke's on you. This is not GQ. This is your teammates. And Joe, of course, had a great career in baseball and in broadcasting also. But he was totally pranked that day.
Was he mad or was he okay with it?
I think he was a little bit of both, frankly. but Danny, back to Danny. Danny was our warrior. And I said this at the golf tournament yesterday at Whitmore. I said, look, Danny, George Kissel used to have a phrase, your teammate should be somebody you want to have in a foxhole with you. And I understand that that's an antiquated reference, but to our generation, it was not. It was, we were after the greatest generation, but we were certainly deferential to the greatest generation. So the thought of being in a foxhole with somebody, who do you trust, was a very good analogy. And George Kissel, the great teacher of baseball, would tell us, you got to have your teammate should be somebody you want in a foxhole. Danny Cox would be that guy I would want in a foxhole with me.
That's great. Rick, if you could time machine Kissel to the modern day, would he last a week with his antics and his attitude?
That's a great question. I'm afraid he wouldn't, but I'm afraid, but I'm also afraid for the fact that the principles he'd be talking about wouldn't be caught. I mean, I think his method of delivering them would be antiquated, and it would be, oh, that's my grandfather, actually my great grandfather's story, and I don't connect to that because it doesn't have to do with video games and Taylor Swift and whatever, but because he would not be on that page, but the principle that were behind his phrases, his words, his teaching. Honestly, Brant Brown is a little bit like George Kissel because he uses these pithy sayings to try to get hitters to connect. I think that's kind of a cool thing about Brant Brown. He's not afraid to kind of be a little obtuse. And that's a teaching technique that George used, and I think Brant Brown's using it.
So, Rick, we haven't had you on since Brant Brown made some news on the Gas House game here and talked about Jordan Walker and some of the other guys being a little resistant to coaching. What are your thoughts?
So I was with Nick Leva today. This is funny. I was with Nick Leva today, and he said, do you remember what I told you in St. Petersburg, Florida? And he said, and I said, I kind of, and he was with his son, Casey, who was just a little kid at the time. And he said, yeah, you were pitching in a game. And I said, I went out to the mound and I told you, that curveball you're throwing, you should put that curveball somewhere. And I'm not going to tell you what he meant, what he said, but you should put that curveball somewhere. And so the last game of that year, I started throwing a slider and I got people out and I reminded him of that. And he goes, yeah, I know. I've been trying to tell you that. And then the next thing you know, you end up in the big league. So sometimes you've got to get somebody telling you the truth that is hard, that you don't want to hear, that makes you better. And I think that's what Brant Brown's motivation is. Now, people can judge whatever they want, but I'm all for him doing that. I think everybody needs that. You may need it. You don't know you need it. You may not like it right away, but you'll like it later.
It's a fascinating thing, communication and delivering messages, right?
Yeah.
I mean, You know, we've seen it with Tony La Russa, and he had various ways of doing it. Obviously, all of the people that have been around baseball do, and you know, typically, I'm going to guess this is your experience, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. But typically, that kind of thought doesn't come out publicly until after it's been expressed a million times and not accepted.
Well, and that's the point of that moment this week. Yeah, that people is like, how dare he say that publicly? Well, wait a minute. You think that hasn't been said 500 times? And honestly, in that particular case, I do know that message had been delivered, and you know, by several people over several months, maybe a year and a half.
Yeah.
So this is not. So you get to a certain point where, and by the way, Whitey Herzog was a master at delivering public messages that were really private messages to players, and you knew. So there's a method to that. And it's all about kind of delivery, yes, but we're so kind of broad right now, and everybody's going to have opinions about it. But unless you're in that locker room, frankly, I don't care about your opinion. I really don't. I mean, because you don't know.
Last night on Redbird, either you or Paulie made this point. I thought it was a really interesting point. And he said, like, don't get too surly at Jordan Walker. Just put yourself in his place. He's been great since he was 8 years old.
Yeah.
And you're going to trust your instincts. You're going to trust what got you there. You're great in high school. You had a great, first year. It's difficult to just change things.
Yeah. No, that's true. So I love Jordan Walker. I love him to death. And I think Brant Brown said that same thing. I love Jordan Walker, but he's got to get better. And if he doesn't agree with what I just said right there, then we got a different problem. I mean, he's got to get better. He's not a 5 home run a year guy. I mean, he's not. Shouldn't be. So yes, he's got to get better. Now, whatever that means, that's on him to get better. You can't kind of handhold him into that. But sometimes you got to get that, that wake up call thing. And I feel like, it is very tough to deliver that message. And you almost seem like you're kicking somebody when they're down, because that's how our culture views it. You're bullying them. No, they're not bullying him. They're coaching him to be better than what he is, because the potential is there. If the potential wasn't there, trust me, they wouldn't be wasting their time talking about it.
That's right. He'd be in the minors.
That's right.
Right. If the upside wasn't there,
That's
if the
right.
ability and talent wasn't there,
That's
then
right.
they're not going to spend
100%.
the time on you. Yeah.
That's right.
All right, buddy. Have a great weekend, Rick.
You guys are the best.
Do you know that by donating your gently used items to Goodwill, you're not only giving those items a new life, but you're helping people right here in your community enrich their lives with meaningful work? Your donations support Goodwill's mission of helping people with barriers to employment to be able to get rewarding jobs which provide not only a paycheck, but a very important sense of purpose. Your donations really do change lives. Give hope, give local, give Goodwill.
Cardinals fans, join the conversation at Busch Stadium with some of your favorite former Cardinals. With the Cardinals Conversations presented by Edward Jones, you'll hear from former Cardinals such as Ozzie Smith, Ted Simmons, Ray Langford, David Eckstein, or David Freese. Each conversation hosted by Cardinals announcers Chip Carey or Brad Thompson. Your experience also will include a ticket to the game, a pre-signed photo, and the opportunity to take your photo with the featured player. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/conversations.
Hi, it's Debbie Monterey. When I endorse a product or service on the radio, I take it very seriously and I do my research. I did that when I first met Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty more than 5 years ago. Gloria is here in studio today. So Gloria, I'll ask the same question I asked you when we first met. What sets you apart from other local agents?
Well, number one is my guaranteed offers. I'm so confident that I'll sell your home at 100% of market value, or I'll pay the difference. Number two is I already have the buyers, so your home may already be sold. I literally have thousands of buyers in my Buyers in Waiting program. This is how I'm able to create higher demand, more offers, and that means more money in your pocket.
Get to know Gloria Liu like I have. Upfront written guarantees with the least hassle. Call Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888, or GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
You know, despite what we hear in the news, the world isn't all bad.
That's right. A little kindness can go a long way, like holding the door open, sharing a compliment, or just being polite.
It doesn't cost a thing, but it can mean everything to someone else.
So let's all do our part, one small act at a time.
Because kindness is contagious.
The Chris and Amy Show, spreading kindness. In partnership with Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electrical.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
We've been here 30 years, 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did Rhino Shield 14 years ago, and the house still looks the same as the first day. Rhino Shield really worked with me to help me get just the right, nice, soft yellow, and it's 14 years later, and it's the same color.
The main reason Terry called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by its 25-year transferable warranty.
It just sounded wonderful that we could have the house coated with Rhino Shield and not have to worry about it again for 25 years.
Take it from Terry. Give Rhino Shield a call now for a free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
There have been neighbors that have come by and said, "Did you just have your house painted?" Because they wanted to know who the contractor was. And I said, "No, it's actually Rhino Shield."
877-25rhino.com.
I get in trouble from our boss because I let the music run too long, but that's just one of those ass chewings you might have to take. I have too much respect for the song. I can't just jump in the middle.
I have told him before that is one that he's just going to have to deal.
Yeah. I'm just physically incapable. There's a right time to come in, you know?
Mm-hmm. Every song has its mark.
Every song, yeah, absolutely.
I was like, you're trying to change something he's been doing for 25 years. That ain't changing.
So we talk about the little drug park we have right across from us quite a bit, and there's some actual news.
Yeah, I mean, we were reporting on this yesterday. Sean Malone had the story that they're going to be closing that park. So if you're not familiar with downtown, this park is between 13th and 14th and between Pine and Olive. So it's that square in the middle of all of those roads. So it's right across the street from our building. It's right across the street from the central branch of the St. Louis Public Library.
Soldiers Memorial.
It is across the street from the Soldiers Memorial. There are two schools across the street, one in our building, and then I forget the Confluence Academy, which is literally right down the road from that.
Which I did not realize.
Yeah, and this is also a residential building. So all of that is going on, and you know, this is the way that Sean Malone reported on it was referred to it as an open air drug park, and that's what it is. I mean, if we look out that window every day, there are people passed out on the ground, splayed out everywhere. They get according to our reporting. So KMOX is reporting there are hundreds of 911 calls over the course of time for this specific area because people are ODing. And apparently now the plan is to close that park next week for just a week, just to clean it up And I think the story said, and to provide services to the occupants of the park. And I don't know if that means like things that will be in that park, or if it means more like just help to maybe get somewhere else and get treatment and all that kind of thing. But that's the mayor's plan. Obviously, it's nice to see something being tried, but I just don't know what it means.
Or even acknowledged.
Yeah, I mean,
it makes you feel crazy when you see it every day.
Yeah.
And you see cops drive by, and I don't know. I mean, I know that
there's nothing they can do.
No, that's not true. They
Really?
could arrest the people dealing drugs
Well,
and cut it off at the source.
I guess the question is, can you, by a look, can you tell who is dealing and who is just chilling?
The people rolling up in their cars and then handing drugs out of the window that show up several times.
Last Wednesday, I was here and saw 2 drug deals happen within about 30 seconds in front of our building at the Blue Awning.
Yeah. I mean, I have definitely seen the people. I'm not saying it's all dudes, but they were dudes the times I saw it, that get out, go to the center of the park, people gather around them, and then they go back to their car and drive away.
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
Yeah, and obviously, this same thing. So this is where it is now, right? It's in this park that's in that little spot. But for how many years, Dave, was it just in the Fireman's Memorial Park? And that's literally kitty corner from the one we're talking about. Yeah. It's just moving from one place to the other. For a while, it was at City Hall and by Stiefel and all of that. And then they put up the gates. And then that moved over basically to where it is now. It just moves around.
It's funny that you say kitty corner.
Yeah.
Here we say catty corner.
Oh, that's not catty corner. That's wrong.
Or at least in South Roxana.
No, it's the same. I think it's a regional thing.
Yeah.
Catty corner. That's how I always said it too.
Yep.
We said diagonally.
I'm sure you did.
Diagonally, yeah.
I know, and Alton, you're very precise about mathematics.
Yeah.
Diagonally. No, we say catty corner.
But it's just interesting. Like every time we have this conversation, I always ask the same question. What do you do? I mean, you can close that park. They're going somewhere, and they're probably going to go together because when they're together, that's when the drugs come in, and then people figure out where they are, and that it's a supply and demand thing, right? Where there is a supply, there will be the people, and where there are the people, there will be the supply. How do you shut it down? And you can't. Again, you don't just. You can't just put people in a van and put them somewhere in the wilderness. I mean, like you have.
No, but it's almost like, remember in The Wire when they said you can deal drugs here, but you can't deal them here. I think downtown is sufficiently important that you should have a task force. I've seen Starsky and Hutch too much, but you should have a task force to target downtown. Like if you want to do it somewhere, that's their problem, but you're not going to do it downtown St. Louis.
Yeah.
Looking for a place to call home without all the maintenance? Check out the Towns of Linneman Park, new townhomes by Lombardo, located in St. Peters. These new construction townhomes are located on the south side of 36494, east of Harvester Road, and offer floor plans featuring 2 to 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, a loft, and 2-car attached garages. Community amenities include a clubhouse, pool, pickleball courts, dog park, and walking trails. Tour our newly decorated display and fall in love with your new townhome. Visit lombardohomes.com for more information.
Thank you, St. Louis, for making Genesis of St. Charles the #1 Genesis dealer in Missouri for 2025. We know your time is valuable. That's why every purchase comes with 3 years of complimentary Genesis service valet within 125 miles. We're closer than you think. That means complimentary vehicle pickup and delivery, plus a loaner vehicle at no additional cost. Or want something new? We'll bring the test drive to you. Visit genesisofstcharles.com today. Based on GMA sales records for 2024, see dealer for details.
Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight. We are visiting with Dr. Premal Thacker.
And we're very fortunate at Washington University School of Medicine and Siteman to have the only endometrial cancer spore. So we are actually doing a $15 million grant that is housed here under Dr. Much to actually evaluate uterine cancer.
Thanks to Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, please visit siteman.wustl.edu.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan with McKelvey Homes. This is your last chance to live in a brand new home at The Preserve, located at Mackenzie and Watson Roads. We have 5 outstanding homes ready for move-in at amazing prices and special financing as low as 4.75%. Choose from ranch or 1.5-story homes backing to woods. Our luxurious Turnberry display is now for sale. Also, get up to $10,000 in free closing costs. Isn't it time to move up to McKelvey?
Your home equity could vanish almost overnight, stolen by scammers who forge a deed and transfer it out of your name. The FBI calls it house stealing, and the worst part is you may not know it until it's too late. Find out if you're already a victim now at HomeTitleLock.com. Use promo code RADIO for a 30-day free trial, a title scan, and access to a title specialist, a $250 value. Go to HomeTitleLock.com now. Promo code RADIO.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Feel like your paycheck barely keeps up with your life? At the Financial Freedom Seminar, learn how real people are building passive income and retiring early using real estate. It's all happening live in St. Louis with Lifestyles Unlimited, September 27th and 28th. You'll leave with a step-by-step plan to change your future. Text radio to 88007. That's live in St. Louis, September 27th and 28th. Text radio to 88007. That's RADIO to 88007.
It's Tom Ackerman for Innsbrook. Just the beautiful homes at Innsbrook. The new Sonnenhaus houses are available this year. The newest style of living, combining the modern exterior of a treehouse with cozy interior elements of a cottage into one convenient and comfortable residence that can transition from a vacation home to a permanent residence. And it's so close to St. Louis, just a half hour from Chesterfield, an hour from downtown. Innsbrook-resort.com.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, it's a cloudy sky. At the moment, 74 degrees downtown at the Arch. The August jobs report set for release, and CBS reporter. We'll get to that story in just a moment. President Trump's threat to send National Guard troops into Chicago is drawing pushback from city leaders. This morning, Mayor Brandon Johnson joined the teachers union as they handed out flyers advising parents of their rights in encounters with ICE.
What this president is doing is illegal and unconstitutional. Quite frankly, it's reprehensible. But as the city of Chicago, we're going to stand firm on our values. We're not going to turn back the hands of time to a place in which federal troops and or National Guard prevents children from being educated.
Employers added just 22,000 jobs in August, with hiring decelerating from 79,000 in July. Unemployment is up to 4.3%, the highest level since 2021. Revisions cut 21,000 jobs off June and July payrolls, also showing that employers had actually cut 13,000 jobs in June. CBS's Jill Schlesinger, business analyst, says the federal job cuts are not reflected fully in these numbers.
Although there have been a lot of announcements of federal job cuts, we haven't seen a lot of those show up in the data. That could change in the fall because a lot of people who were offered packages and early retirements were paid through the October cycle. So those folks might claim unemployment when November rolls around. So we could see the federal government numbers start to worsen towards the end of the year.
A program St. Louis halted, causing controversy, is now back.
The city of St. Louis will resume under a strong legal framework the city's issuance of minority women-owned business enterprise certification. Once policies based on
Mayor Kara Spencer announcing her executive order has resumed the program she pulled out of fear of retribution from the Trump administration, which could cost the city FEMA aid or funding for the airport consolidation. Mayor Spencer shares what's different about the program now.
That project by project component here is the basis upon the main sort of crux of the change here. And it is a significant change. And we do feel like this puts us on much firmer legal standing.
Asked if the program could be paused again if federal funding is threatened, Mayor Spencer reaffirmed her confidence in the program's legal standing. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
There was a line outside of Mom's Deli this morning, hours before lunch, as the beloved sandwich shop reopens in a new storefront on Hampton. The building might be new, but people's orders are the same as always.
What do you got? Mom's special. Mom's special.
Same here, always. Mom's special for sure. We're ordering 9 of those today.
Tried and true.
The menu is the same, so is the recipe for the Thousand Island dressing. Even the sign that hangs over the counter is the same one from Mom's longtime location on Jameson. Roughly a third of Americans say money has gotten in the way of friendships.
It's everything from lending money and not getting it back to feeling pressure to keep up with friends' spending habits, all the way down to lying about your financial situation or feeling judged about it.
Lending Tree's chief consumer finance analyst Matt Schultz tells KMOX almost 70% of Americans say they've turned down a social opportunity because it was too expensive. The Dow from Stifel is down 256 points. We've got a crash on 270 going east at 367, 270 east at 367. Roadwork on 6440 east at Prospect on the right shoulder.
We have a top 10 weather weekend on the way. It's also the full moon weekend. Full moon is Sunday, known as the corn moon. We have a cool front on the way late today into this evening. So some clouds and some sunshine mixed together with the emphasis on the clouds. A couple of rain showers late in the afternoon, 75. Tonight, some evening rain showers up until about 8 or 9. Turning partly cloudy, 54 for the overnight low. Saturday, lots of sunshine, comfortable, nice. 75, 54 Saturday night and Sunday, sunny and 75. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
It's a cloudy sky. Right now, 74 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Brought to you by Eamon Gantner and Capriano, YourEstateMatters.com. Hi, Margaret at Eamon Gantner and Capriano. We all have one thing in common. We're all going to die. Do you have an estate plan? Eamon Gantner and Capriano, YourEstateMatters.com. The choice of an attorney is an important decision that should not be based solely on advertisement.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. GG Ask 1041 FM KMOX. Happy Friday. Thanks again for all the birthday wishes online and otherwise. We took pretty good care of that cake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What cake? It's gone.
Yeah. That was good.
It was a disappearing cake.
Yes, it was.
That is a birthday cake to me, is a yellow cake with chocolate icing.
Amen, sister.
That's what my mom always made me growing up, and that's just where my mind goes.
Yeah, my mom always made me banana cake.
Oh, that's cool.
And I've not had...
With what kind, like vanilla frosting kind of thing?
Yes.
Yeah, man,
sort
those
of
are
like
good.
a cream cheese frosting kind of thing.
No. Well, so the kind you would do for like a carrot cake.
Like a carrot cake.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I love, it's not cake, but banana bread is one of my favorite things. I think if you made it cakey, it would be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I love a good spice cake, carrot cake, banana cake.
Yeah.
Trying to think of any cake I don't like. I can't think of a single cake I don't like.
Not a big fan of the
I wasn't
German chocolate cake.
Same.
Yeah,
That
don't
was
put no coconut on
That
there.
was my mom's specialty. Evidently, she made a great German chocolate cake.
Really?
But I didn't.
Yeah, and Phoebe made that for her a couple times, right?
And she said, I'll never do it again because it was so hard.
Oh, yeah?
Phoebe's a really good baker. And she made a German chocolate cake for my mom. And she's like, that's the last one she's going to get.
So I got a question. How did it get called a German chocolate cake? Like, where's the coconut connection to Germany?
Yeah,
Let's look it up.
That's never in my life I'd have had that thought. Now I'm thinking, wait a minute. Is that a more modern invention? Like German Americans, maybe?
Maybe.
I can't imagine they had many coconuts in Germany back in the day.
The dessert has no connection to Germany.
Oh, well, there you go.
Its name is misleading. It was actually invented by an American who developed a sweet baking chocolate for the Baker's Chocolate Company in 1852.
Okay. So that's just they needed a name.
His name was Samuel German. Okay.
Oh,
okay.
it's a dude's name.
No. That can't be. That's silly.
They should have called it a Samuel cake.
Yeah.
Samuel chocolate.
I learned something today.
Me too. I think the whole audience did.
Because I think every one of us thought, oh, it's Germany. Like, oh.
Yeah.
No, carrot cake doesn't have carrots in it. It was just invented by Tommy Carrot.
Except that it actually does.
this time of year reminds me, Wheels, when I worked on the farm at Losh's. It was so glorious. I mean, it was hard work, and back then I hated it, but in hindsight, it was great. And on the weekends, we would get a couple thousand people coming out for the fall festival, and we'd have pumpkins and, just the whole bit. And every year we would build a maze out of hay bales. And so one year, the kids were coming out and they were scratched, and they said there's a demon in there.
Uh-oh.
And they were for real bleeding. And so me and my friend had to go in there and see if there were any like hay bale wires sticking out or
any
something.
demons?
It was a farm cat. So there's a farm cat sitting in there just waiting for kids to walk by and smacking them.
That's a mean kitty.
Yeah.
The cat's like, get out of my house.
And then another time when I was a grown up, because I had Nick, so I'm 32, 33, Nick's about 33. And we went over there with my dad. And that's when my dad had Alzheimer's. But he was still like he could get out and, go places. And so we went there and we're buying like pumpkins or something. And Nick goes, look, Daddy, Grandpa's getting in the maze. And I turn around and my dad's on his hands and knees crawling into the maze. And that was worse than the cat. We had to go in after him, and he was wily.
Was he just navigating?
Oh, he was just going through like a spider monkey.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I got to say, I like how Dave's mind made the connection there when he was like, I was a grown up because Nick was there.
Yeah, I really did.
That's how you're like categorizing
Right. Well,
the period of time.
if Nick wasn't there, well, I wasn't a grown up yet.
No, I really was. I was like 23 or 33.
That's definitely how I judge time, though.
Yeah. I want to do some flashback or fast food.
Yeah, it's up to you. Which one would you rather do? Flashback Friday or fast food news?
Let's do fast food.
Okay. So let's start with some Domino's. They are expanding their bread bite offerings. I personally really enjoy the Domino's breads. They are doing garlic bread bites and cinnamon bread bites. Bread bites tossed in cinnamon and sugar and served with a sweet icing dip cup. Sounds delish. The extra value meals are back at McDonald's starting on September 8th. We talked about this a little bit the other day, but it's basically limited time specials. A $5 sausage McMuffin with extra egg, extra value meal, pardon me, and the $8 Big
egg.
Mac extra value meal.
Back to desserts. Who has the best fast food desserts?
Taco Bell, the Cinnabon.
Yep, Cinnabites.
I'm actually going to go for it. And I don't consider this cheating because the Taco Bell Cinnabon things are Cinnabons. I'm going to go with Burger King has.
He loves that Hershey pie.
Has the chocolate Hershey pie that is to die for.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with that.
We'll say Wendy's has a pretty good cookie.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Interesting.
did not know that they serve
It's like
cookies.
a chocolate chip toffee cookie thingy. Or is that Arby's? I can't remember. One of them has to do it.
Yeah. Someone's got a cookie.
Yeah.
Those Cinnabon things from Taco Bell, though.
Oh, they're ridiculous.
I can't get Taco Bell without ordering 12 of those now. Like, that's the reason to get Taco
They go
Bell
down
for me.
real easy, don't they?
They do, but the thing is they know that I'm hooked, and I swear they're more expensive every time I get Taco Bell. They're like,
yeah.
how about
She'll pay
$1
it.
more? She'll pay it. She's a loser.
Dude, on that note, I got a sandwich on the way to baseball practice last night after here to go coach. So I was going to be there till 9. I didn't want to wait till 9 to eat dinner. I went to Jersey Mike's.
Dude.
It's super good. I love Jersey Mike's sandwiches, but I hadn't been in a while. A regular sized drink and chips and a sandwich was $17. And I'm talking about just the regular size 7-inch sub. I'm not talking about a foot long. Not talking about the no extra add-ons, nothing. Just the way it is on the menu. $17.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive.
Jersey
these
Mike's,
days.
man, what are we doing? I love it, but I'm not going back. I don't understand.
I love Jersey Mike's, but yes, everything is quite expensive these days, which is why McDonald's is doing stuff like the extra value menu. Pizza Hut is adding some new crispy chicken pizzas. They're doing the Nashville hot chicken pizza and the chicken bacon ranch pizza. I think these are available through November 9th, so plenty of time to try those out.
I'm going to be craving the pizza from today.
That was delicious.
Oh, that was good. Yeah.
That was quite good. They know what they're
Phenomenal. I
doing
mean,
over
the
there.
toppings are great, but the crust makes it. Yeah.
Mhm. The loaded Italian sandwich is back at Arby's. Now, this is obviously a re-release. I have never gotten this. But it's thinly sliced ham, salami, pepperoni, melted Swiss, shredded lettuce, sliced tomatoes, red onion, banana peppers, and garlic aioli on a toasted sub bun. And the people are very happy this is back at Arby's.
Let's try it.
Wingstop has launched a new smoky chipotle dry rub flavor. That sounds good.
I didn't get that. We just got that this weekend. They're so good.
And pumpkin pecan pancakes are back at Denny's.
Oh, that sounds heavy.
It does. That sounds like quite a meal. So 2 buttermilk pancakes made with pumpkin pie filling and glazed pecans, topped with a pecan pie sauce, served with 2 eggs, hash browns, and 2 applewood smoked bacon strips or sausage links.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing you need a nap after.
Oh, yeah.
They also have a bourbon bacon sirloin dinner. I think you can just imagine that one for yourself. And a chocolate cinnamon milkshake.
Remember when we went to Denny's after the Halloween show?
Yeah, that was fun. That was really fun.
That was fun.
And we got the pancake bites or something.
Yeah.
I forget what they were called. They were delicious. Okay, this is my final fast food news story. And it's not fast food, it's candy news.
Oh.
But Mars has released their 2025 Halloween candy lineup. I just can't believe we're talking about Halloween already. But it's been like fall vibes around here lately. So I guess I shouldn't be too confused about that. So M&M's is doing a pumpkin pie milk chocolate candy. So basically M&M's infused with the flavor of pumpkin spice. Yeah, I don't know about that.
We don't have to do pumpkin everything.
Yeah.
They're also
Take it
doing
easy.
an M&M's Halloween blend. Now, this sounds good. It's peanut butter, peanut, or milk chocolate M&Ms in a mix of black and orange colors for Halloween.
Now, that's cool.
Yeah. They've got the Snickers pumpkins. It's just a Snickers bar, but it's in the shape and design of a jack-o'-lantern. I love any of the shaped Snickers bars. Those are extra good for some reason. Twix Ghoulish Green. These are fun-sized Twix candy bars with a green cookie for Halloween.
The Reese's pumpkin's pretty good.
Oh, you mean the shape?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Thank God I don't put any pumpkin flavor in there. Though.
Yeah. You said pumpkin.
I know.
Pumpkin.
Said pumpkin.
I'm trying to fit in.
And finally, they have the Skittles Shriekers. This is a bag of fun-size pouches of Skittles with a few sour-flavored Skittles mixed in that are indistinguishable from the regular ones until you eat them. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, very cool.
If the only candies were fruity, chewy, tangy, I would never eat candy.
Really?
Wow, that's a sad thing.
Yeah. Just don't have a taste for it.
Oh, it's good, man.
I
Gotta
like
get you
the-
some airheads.
I like the
Yeah.
sour candy. I like the
Never been into it.
sweet, fruity candy.
Yeah, chewy sweet tarts from back in the day.
Would you like to round out this segment with some pop culture news, Dave?
Sure.
Okay. So I've been wanting to talk about this all week. We've got some good pop culture stories, some celebrity gossip for you guys. I'm going to start with a couple who reunited on the red carpet. I didn't think this was ever going to happen. Denise Richards and Charlie Sheen just reunited on the red carpet of his new Netflix documentary. It's called AKA Charlie Sheen, and they were like hugging and taking pictures together and looking very comfortable with each other. So that's nice. I mean, they have kids together, so it's nice whenever parents can get along like that.
Is Charlie Sheen still winning?
I don't think so.
No, but I think he's admitting he didn't win now. So that's a form of winning.
Yeah.
I think his new shtick is, boy, I was really a piece of crap.
I was on drugs.
The older I get, the more it seems like life really is about redemption. You know, like...
Well, you can always keep going and get better. I think
Yeah.
that's the lesson to learn in life. It's not like do something bad so you can redeem yourself. It's more like, man, if you've messed up, it's
can do
never
it,
too
yeah.
late. Like, yeah, you can become a better person. You can level up. You can strengthen yourself. Here's another pop culture story. Judge Judy just went on Amy Poehler's podcast. It's called Good Hang. And she basically had a message for the ladies out there. She said, if you've got no income of your own, you don't have an exit plan in your relationship. She says, if you can't make your own money, you're handing someone else the remote control of your life.
I have an Amy Poehler issue.
What's up?
I have no idea.
Oh,
I have
it's just a
no
thing?
idea. I just don't like her. Or Kate McKinnon or Ryan Reynolds. For some reason, those three, when I see them on TV, or Kevin Hart, I guess I'm just a hater. Anyone who's funnier than me. Yeah, I just I don't know. Just don't, just have a disconnect there.
That's okay. So earlier this week, Howard Stern was supposed to make some sort of announcement about his radio show, but then I had seen that his cat died that morning. So now the announcement is coming Tuesday.
Does anyone care anymore?
I don't think so. The story has kind of petered out over the past, especially when it's like, I have a big announcement to make. Just kidding. It's coming next week.
Yeah, my cat died.
Yeah, everyone throws their hands up and goes like, oh, okay, fine. Dances with Wolves actor Graham Greene has passed away at the age of 73. He had a lengthy illness. We don't know exactly what the illness was, but people are paying tribute to him.
Really like
co-stars and such. And let's do one more pop culture story. Let me pick the best one here because I've had some good ones. Oh, okay. Meghan Markle, our favorite person, has shut down her Shop My Store. So a Shop My Store is a platform for creators to earn affiliate cash from recommending different products. So if you had one day, if you would just pick your favorite things and then DGS listeners could go buy stuff and you're going to get a commission for the stuff they buy. In general, I guess I don't have a huge problem with celebrities doing something like this. I mean, it feels a little greedy. It feels especially greedy when you're a duchess and you have a million other deals going on. But her store is shut down. I don't know if someone got to her and said like, hey, this is actually a really bad look and you should chill out. But they have taken the store down. But before it was shut down, it had stuff like J. Crew, Reformation. Those are both like, kind of pricey brands.
I think so. I've made a lot of money in my career. I didn't keep a lot of it, but I don't think that I have ever had enough money for that thing to kick in where I become obsessed with it. It's always just been like, oh yeah, I can pay for my groceries. I can get a nice car. It never became like a keeping score or a what measuring thing. Thank God. I don't want that.
No,
I don't need something else to be anxious about in my life.
That's a good point.
I'll tell you guys about Triton Exteriors. My friend Tim, who is the owner, is a super nice guy. As I always tell you, he comes from a background in high-end restaurant business, and so he's all about customer service, which is really, really, really rare for exterior companies. My time representing the Better Business Bureau, every year they would come out and say the most complaints came from construction and exteriors companies, roofers and things like that. As you know, there are these storm chasers that just go around the country and take advantage of people. So if you ever have a need to repair or replace your roof or your siding, your gutters, your fences, we are an upscale James Hardy Smart Siding Company out of Webster Groves, who is never the top bid. 314-717-1159, triton-stl.com.
Do you know what went down at the Viper Room the night River Phoenix died? Are you aware of how Steve McQueen escaped death at the hands of the Manson family? But what about the real-life brutal murder that inspired David Lynch's Twin Peaks? These stories and more are told in the Hollywoodland podcast, where true crime and Tinseltown collide. Follow and listen to Hollywoodland wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
If you're still waiting for a sign, here's another one. At California Psychics, we reject 98% of the psychics who apply to work for us. So we only connect you with the best. That's how we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And right now, new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. Dramatic sound effect incoming. Experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
This is Tom Ackerman for Ophthalmology Associates. You know, the doctors, or just the best doctors to see for your best vision in St. Louis. 314-966-5000, the doctors. They've treated more than 250 doctors. That's more than any other practice. Dr. Greg Birdie, Dr. Ranjan Malhotra, Dr. Robert Bersati, Dr. Andy Royer. 314-966-5000 is their phone number.
314-966-5000. Dr. Birdie, Dr. Malhotra are cornea surgeons and experts in diagnosis and treatment of diseases of the eye, dry eye, allergy eye, cataracts, macular degeneration, glaucoma, LASIK surgery. The Doctors of Ophthalmology Associates, experts. Call for an appointment today, 314-966-5000, or visit them online, youridoc.com, 12990 Manchester Road, quarter mile west of 270. 314-966-5000 or youridoc.com.
Get this, 42% of baby boomers don't even know how much money they have in their nest egg. If you're not sure where you stand in terms of getting ready for retirement, you should be listening to the All Financial Hour with Steve All.
Let's sit down and talk about your questions, because I think that's the most important thing that it is out there. It's what questions do you have?
Saturday mornings at 10 or Sunday evenings at 6, right here on KMOX.
The Chris and Amy Show, weekdays starting at 9 on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
We're doing this in the band.
Mm-hmm.
I should sing this. Let's do this.
I thought this was on the list of songs you might sing.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I can sing this. I mean, I can hit the notes, but he's got such a distinctive, growly voice. No one has a voice like him.
He does a song with the Lonely Island about the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Does he really?
It's funny.
That's very
That's
funny.
really great.
And now I will be singing that to myself the rest of the day.
Man, this tragedy in Lisbon where this tram, the cable slacked and it killed like 21 people. I feel vindicated in all of my fear of like gondolas and things like that. You know, I mean, like, I know that life is a risk. And every time you get in your car and every time you get on a bus, every time you get in the plane, you're taking a chance. But man, when something doesn't seem right to you, you know, like a gondola, like this thing's up in the air on this cable, and sometimes you should listen to yourself.
Was there an
Go ahead,
accident
call me
or
a-
something?
No, I was just going to say, if you did, you'd never go anywhere.
That's my point. Yes.
You'd never fly in a plane. You'd never.
Your neighborhood's fine.
Because, I mean, like, I don't know, how many funicular accidents have you heard of in your life?
Funicular?
That's what this thing was called.
Oh, gotcha.
It's a funicular. It just means it's drawn by a cable up a hill or a mountain.
Do we know what caused it?
Cable went bad.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, that happens. I don't know. It's like the first one I've heard of in a lot, maybe ever. But there's a car accident outside my house literally every day. Well, not outside my house, but down the street.
Yeah, we gotta check
down
that
the
out.
street.
I was going to say, you probably need to move.
Let's put it this way. I had, up until that accident with this thing in Lisbon, I had more car accidents on my front lawn than I had heard of funicular accidents.
That's weird.
Because some teenage girl smashed my kid's car when it was parked in front of our house and pushed it up onto our lawn.
Damn.
Yeah, she was not investigated, not proven. I'm pretty sure she was texting.
Oh, I was going to ask you guys that. I was driving home last night and just clocking how terrible people drive and looking at their phones. I think it's now illegal to do that.
It is.
Has it changed anything, do you think?
Well, I don't think it's illegal in Missouri. Is it?
I think they can't pull you over for that.
But they can add on.
But they can add on.
Because in Illinois, it's definitely illegal.
Okay.
They make a big deal on it. In fact, you're not even allowed in Illinois to hold it up to your head to talk.
I honestly think, I know this is a cliche, but I think it's true that everyone thinks like, oh yeah, no one should text, but I'm pretty good at it. Like, I think I can do it. I can look at my phone. I'm better than people.
I think everyone does think that, and I think those are the people causing the horrible accidents.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's one thing if you get a message, you pull your phone up, you look for a split second, and then you look down, or you press the voice to text thing and you send a reply. I'm driving by people that are just flat out reading the internet on their phone while they're driving in the left lane on 70. Like it's always up, and you can see them scrolling with their thumb.
No.
Like that.
I wouldn't.
That's the
70.
bizarre thing to me is like, do you not care if you die?
He's right there.
He wouldn't do that on the.
Yeah, I'm down 70.
No.
But you do it on Route 3.
Yeah, when there's no one around me.
I mean, until they are.
You're alone on Route 3?
Yeah.
I'm not like defending looking at your phone while driving, but I will vouch for most of the times when I'm taking Route 3, there's not that many other cars around.
Fair enough. Tell you guys about my friend Dr. Maupin at BioBalance Health. I'm just going to say this. It works. It just does. When I advertised the testosterone pellets for about 10 years before I got them. And so obviously I didn't know what I was talking about. I just took Dr. Maupin at her word and the patients who I had talked to. And then once I got them, it was a great thing for me and a great thing for Dr. Maupin, because then I could go on the air and say, look, I have these in my body right now, and here's the effect that it has. And we sell against a lot of places that go after men. And so they're all about erectile dysfunction. We don't lead with that, but just know that the pellets for men are going to improve that greatly. For women, it helps with perimenopause and menopause and all sorts of things. Right next door is BioBalance Skin, where you can do a long-term thing, or you can just do a treatment that's going to make you look fabulous for a month. BioBalanceHealth.com.
Wake up informed. Wake up empowered. Wake up to Total Information AM, your morning must.
Hi, this is Debbie Monterey. I'm Megan Lynch.
This is Tom Ackerman.
From local news to breaking headlines to weather, traffic, and the stories that matter most, we've got you covered before your first sip of coffee. Expert analysis, bright perspectives from the people you trust. Total Information AM, your day starts here. Mornings beginning at 5 on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
What would you give for a child you loved? To make their wish come true? To help them fight a critical illness? Just imagine what you'd do. You see, wishes are so powerful, and you can make them real. They can give a child back their childhood, even change the way they feel. Every single one of us can make the stars align, because when we come together, hope and joy will shine. Wishes need stars like you. Visit Make-A-Wish at wish.org.
It's time for Dave Murray's weather forecast, which is sponsored by Anderson Hospital.
We have a top 10 weather weekend on the way. It's also the full moon weekend. Full moon is Sunday, known as the corn moon. We have a cool front on the way late today into this evening. So some clouds and some sunshine mixed together with the emphasis on the clouds. A couple of rain showers late in the afternoon, 75. Tonight, some evening rain showers up until about 8 or 9, turning partly cloudy, 54 for the overnight low Saturday. Lots of sunshine, comfortable, nice, 75, 54 Saturday night and Sunday, sunny and 75. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Serving the Metro East region with excellence, Anderson Hospital is proud to be named one of Newsweek's World's Best Hospitals for 2025. Experience world-class care close to home. AndersonHospital.org.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Cardinal Cowboy here. After a coma, a miracle, and the fight of my life, I made it back to the games wearing my signature cowboy hat and jersey. Then came the baseball pants, the replica trophy, and the smiles and joy from the young fans. That's when the Cardinal Cowboy was born. Renner Garage Door knows how to bring joy too. With top brands like Delden, Amar, and LiftMaster, and family service you can trust, get your free repair or replacement quote today. Forward and back. Giddy up!
RENNER, RENNER.
When we started Neovitin back in 2009, we wanted to create a multivitamin that we would take ourselves. That's why we use quality ingredients in our Neovitin Original Formula multivitamin. With over 20 vitamins and minerals, along with our physician-formulated proprietary blend, you can be sure you are getting the highest quality daily nutritional support. Give Neovitin Original Formula multivitamin a try for yourself. Find it at your local Schnucks, Deerbergs, and online at neovitin.com.
Today, the Cards, the Giants. Emma Total Access 620. Cardinals Radio. 104.1 FM KMOX.
Our segment with Bernie Miklasz is sponsored by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Dicon Comfort dealer.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Time to talk to Bernie Miklasz. Hey, Bern.
Hey, happy Friday.
Thank you, man. So I want to get to KU Mizzou since I have one of each in my household. But let's start with the Cardinals, and let's specifically, we talked to Ricky about an hour ago, talk about your memories and thoughts about the celebrated 85 Cards.
Well, that team was remarkable for, the fact that I think that team defined more than the other two great teams of the 80s in 1982 and 1987. I think the 85 team defined what Whitey Herzog baseball was all about, because that team stole 314 bases, and that's the fourth highest total in a season in Major League since 1900. And that team also had a dose of power with Jack Clark that the other teams didn't have. Clark was hurt in 87, at least by the time they got to the postseason. That team had more Gold Glove talent defensively. That team had a guy that came out of nowhere to steal over 100 bags in Vince Coleman, a rookie. That team had a rookie closer Todd Worrell, who was exceptional, had a better closer than the teams did in 83, 84. It just was a better all-around team. And the athleticism and the baseball savvy and the ability to just terrify other teams with speed on the base paths just set them above the other Whitey Herzog teams. And if I could add one more thing, I came up with a great stat today. In the 1980s under Whitey Herzog, the Cardinals stole 2,045 stolen bases, right? 2,045. Now, the reason I bring it up is because that's the highest number of stolen bases in a decade by a team in baseball history.
Bern, would Whitey Ball work today if you could execute it well?
I think that's a tough one to answer. I think I think speed and defense and pitching always helps you win. But I also think the fact that the Cardinals played on the old Busch Stadium, the second Busch Stadium on AstroTurf, and that it was a really fast carpet, it was a really fast surface, and that made the speed extra important.
Yeah,
they covered more ground. You play on grass, you're still going to be excellent defensively, but the impact's somewhat reduced because you're playing on grass rather than a fast carpet. But the other thing, it wasn't just the speed and the stolen bases. I mean, you have to pitch great. You have to have a great bullpen. You have to play great defense. You got to do a lot of other things. You got to execute really well. So I think it could work, not to the massive extent it did for Whitey, but we're seeing more speed-oriented base these days. There's some good teams that rely on stolen bases more than they have.
I've always been a believer that modern baseball has, to their own detriment, have given up on the stolen base. And I know it's coming back now. It's great because of the limitations on pickoff moves, and that distance is slightly shorter because the bases are a little bit bigger, so the gap has been brought. But, I mean, there's no other offensive play that is successful on average 75% of the time. And the good base dealers are 90+%. And it's just baffled me that for so many years, baseball teams would rather have the 7% chance of a two-run homer rather than the 80 or 85% chance of a runner on second base with that same hitter at the plate. But I don't think it can be what it was either, because preparation's different. They've worked a lot about shrinking that time that pitchers take to get rid of the ball. Catchers throw great, all that stuff.
I look at it a little differently because I was born and raised into Earl Weaver baseball.
Yeah.
In Baltimore, and one of the top things on his list of like how to play the game, he said, you get 27 outs, they're precious, don't waste them.
Mm-hmm.
And I love stolen bases if your team is really good at stealing bases.
Correct.
I don't see the point of Mike Matheny did that stuff, and the media would get all excited in spring training.
We're going to be aggressive this year.
We're going to steal a lot more bases, and their success rate on stolen bases was hideous, and all they were doing was giving up outs.
Yeah.
So no, I think you steal when you have the horses to run and they know what they're doing, and more teams are doing that. But I don't think it'll ever get back to the way we saw those Herzog teams do.
No, and we've talked about it a lot on Redbird Rush Hour. You have as well on Gas House and on your videos, and also just in your regular columns too. That the lacking of power for the Cardinals is a big problem, not just because of the modern game, but it's kind of more where you rank. And power is going to end up being the biggest need moving forward again. So they're 27th in baseball in slugging this year. They're 28th in isolated power. So that just takes out singles, right? Because they're pretty good. Like, they rank okay with batting average league wide. And I saw a tweet today, Bernie, where they're, I think, 11th or 12th in batting average with runners in scoring position. But this just kind of goes to the point that power is necessary and is needed.
In today's game, it's important.
Yeah.
But if you don't have it, the answer is not to try to steal bases when you're lousy at it.
Right.
And that's the problem. And I've been saying this for a couple of months at least now. You got a real problem when you don't have power. You got a real problem when you're losing the home run race. And you got a real problem when you can't come up with other ways to reliably score runs. Like, how do you have a dependable offense when your lineup is unathletic? The athleticism is really low. There's a couple guys that are
sure
athletic,
sure,
but as a group, your lineup, your regulars, very low in terms of athleticism and speed, and very low on power. So that's why I kind of laugh at the people that want to always blame. Go to the first thing, got to blame the manager, got to blame the hitting coach. How exactly would you propose the Cardinals to score a lot of runs when they don't have power hitters and they don't have base stealers?
One thing I think is a big success in 2025 for the Cards is the move of Contreras to first base.
Mm-hmm.
I've been impressed.
I was looking at that today. He's third in outs above average. His range at first base has been exceptional.
Yep.
And, I think he digs out throws really well, but the range surprises me because he's a catcher. We never associated him with being quick as far as moving. Yeah, moving a little bit laterally behind the plate. I'm talking about moving to cover ground to his right.
Yeah.
And he actually covers a lot of ground really well. And that's, again, I'm being a jerk again, but it's I always laugh at people say, oh, they really miss Goldie at first base. No, they don't. What are you talking about? They just don't.
Nope.
That's factually untrue.
Yep.
So, Bern, what are the chances of KU surprising the Tigers?
Listen, I respect that team because I respect their coach. But here's the deal. Their quarterback, Jalen Daniels, very, very talented. But he's also inconsistent, and I did the numbers on this, and his performance as a road quarterback isn't close to his performance when he's at home. Also, the people would say, well, he could give Mizzou fits. So he sure could. But Mizzou has got a lightning fast front seven. They've got linebackers who can run like hell. Even their defensive linemen inside are really quick. Their edge rushers are quick. They have a couple of safeties who are really quick to the ball. They have the kind of defense that will, if everyone does what they're supposed to do, can keep him contained and prevent him from these long breakout runs because they're fast. It's an SEC defense. It's not a Big 12 defense. And the other thing, I was talking about this earlier today with Randy Carricker. Missouri has a true SEC home field advantage now. Eli Drinkwitz, among all the great things he's done, That's a really big one. It's one thing to get a sellout crowd. Okay, a lot of people do that, but he has created an environment there, a game day atmosphere there that makes it a very intimidating, imposing place for visiting teams, which is the way it should be in the SEC. And the Mizzou Tigers have that now. I think it's going to be a tough environment for KU.
Bern, what do you think it is that prevents us from being higher in the SEC, being more competitive?
Listen, I think the financial commitment is there. I think Drinkwitz has done a really good job with the transfer portal and the NIL program. I think a lot of it is, if you look at where they've been the last 2 years, they're now 22-5, and there's only about 6 or 7 teams in the country who can match that record. I think a lot of this, call me Truman the Tiger, but I don't think I'm being a homer. I think a lot of this, dude, has a lot to do with the fact that a lot of these voters, basically go by helmet decals.
Yeah.
So it's a team like Mizzou just is automatically downgraded because they're not one of these SEC brand names, right? That's why I laugh at these polls, because people don't watch the games. No. I don't know how you can have 22 wins since the start of last season and 5 losses, and just about every one of your losses were to really good teams. They weren't like embarrassing losses. How can you not be one of the top 25 teams in America right now? And how can you be considered going into the year, they're about the 12th or 13th best SEC team? What are you talking about?
Yeah,
they've done enough to show that they're better than that.
Doesn't make any sense. The polls in the off season, like the preseason polls, they're worse than meaningless. I mean, they are entirely there to build television audience for early season games that otherwise might not have sex appeal, right? It wouldn't be number 12 against number 18. It would just be nobody against nobody, and you don't have anything to promote, which is why those preseason rankings even exist now, because they don't matter. The only thing that matters is the committee. What is it, Bernie? Is it October when they start doing the playoff polls, the playoff rankings?
Yeah, that's what I pay attention to. But I do think the polls, the American college football fans are obsessed with the polls. So I do think they matter because it conveys a certain prestige, whether you deserve it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have enough prestige, it's usually because you're not ranked in the polls preseason. You don't have that jump start, that awareness, like people looking at you.
Yep.
And no offense to you, but my brother and I were talking about this a couple weeks ago or whatever. And by the way, Miami, great win over Notre Dame. But Miami is a classic example of a helmet decal.
100%.
What the heck has Miami done?
Blown every important game for the last 10 years?
Yeah, but every year, man, every year, dude, they're top 8, top 12, Have you watched the coach during games?
Yeah, he doesn't know how to do math.
No.
He can't tell time.
No, but seriously, I think Miami totally represents what I'm talking about.
I agree.
People voting based on what Jimmy Johnson did, based on what Dennis Erickson did, based on what Howard Schnellenberger did, and based on the U brand name.
Yeah, I wish I had an argument, man. I don't.
No, I know, and
it's real.
And that's why I brought it up, because I know you get it, my friend. I do. And there's a bunch of examples of helmet decal voting.
Bern, tell us about Saliga before the weekend.
I will. Thank you very much. I'm proud to represent Saliga Heating and Cooling. Great family for 4 generations has been taking care of the St. Louis generations all the way back to 1927. So let's ask ourselves a question. Why has Saliga lasted and still going strong, still thriving nearly 100 years after opening their doors, still in the same building, by the way, down there on Gravois in South City? Well, why have they been able to endure for as long as they have? Well, I think it tells you they're pretty great at what they do. And we have found that out as the Miklas family, because we've been calling them 17 years. My gosh, the integrity, the honesty, the professionalism, the prompt service, the attention to detail when they come in your home, totally classy. I've said this a bunch of times, and I'll always say it. When you don't know who to call, you're also not sure about, all right, is somebody going to try to talk me into something? Are they going to try to hustle me? Are they going to try to upsell me? you have to wonder about that because if you're not sure who you're dealing with. I'll testify a million times that with Saliga, they've always looked for the least expensive solution first. And they have saved us money. When we thought we had to buy something or go for a big expensive repair job, they found a cheaper solution. Now, that kind of integrity is hard to find. So that's why one of the many reasons why we love Saliga Heating and Cooling. One more thing. I recommend Saliga's Priority Club. It's a maintenance program. It's going to save you money by extending the life of your current equipment. And you'll get priority scheduling and some other perks. So take a look at all their services. The Saliga family has done a great job running this business since 1927, and it still continues. For more info, go to SaligaHeatingandCooling.com. Thank you.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contracts. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan. $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Here's the tale of the daily med fill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. Deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insured.
It's back, and you're invited to join us in Forest Park, September 19th and 20th, for the 53rd Annual Great Forest Park Balloon Race Weekend, presented by PNC Bank. Attendance is free, and the number of memories and photos you can capture is endless. Special thanks to New Ground International and Blue Moon Brewing Company. The 53rd Annual Great Forest Park Balloon Race Weekend. For more details, visit the events page at KMOX.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. 1 discount per household.
On 104.1 FM. This is the Dave Glover Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
We never play Huey.
Yeah, we don't. I thought the same thing when I was pulling this song up.
Huey just owned the 80s.
Huey rocks.
I feel like I saw him very briefly at Lou Fest.
That'd be cool.
Maybe 8 or 9 years ago.
I know I tell this every time we talk about Huey, but he was really well known for after gigs, he would tell people where he was staying, and he would go to the hotel bar with all the fans, and he would say, as long as you guys don't make this weird, I'll sit down here and drink with you.
That's nice.
Yeah. Like, just chill, take it easy. Let's not go nuts. And if people got out of hand, you just go upstairs.
Okay, let's say you run into your favorite celebrity,
Don
whether
Knotts.
it's okay. Do you think you would be able to not make it weird and hang out for an hour?
Yes, but I think I would be weird faking it. So, you know what I mean? What I'm saying? Sort of like when I used to play band gigs until 1 a.m. and I would go through White Castle at 2:30 in the morning. And it was so important to me that they know I'm not drunk. And so
Yeah.
I would be talking like an English Earl or something like
I'm
that.
enunciating very clearly.
Yes. And I think if I met someone that was super famous and really big to me, I would go over the top with this is no big deal and I would seem weird. How about you guys? Which I've done. I'm sure I've done that.
I think I would probably be weird. I wouldn't want to be, but I think I would.
I wouldn't want to.
I think it would seep out. Yeah. Because like even if I meet someone and like I follow them on Instagram, it's hard for me to not be like, oh, I saw what you said the other day. Like,
Yeah.
it's.
I mean, when I met Billy Corgan, for example, I felt genuinely comfortable.
Yeah, he was really cool.
Yeah. He made it really easy.
But at the same time, I was very just giddy being around.
Yeah. It
him.
does. I think a lot of it depends on the vibe of the famous person.
Yeah.
You know, like if they're just normal and acting normal and engaging, well, then it's easy to be normal. But when they're aloof or they're kind of hanging back and not really doing anything, well, then you're going to feel weird because you'll be like, oh, I don't know. Should I talk? Does he want me to talk? Do I want to do this? I mean, you know, I most of my experience is around athletes, you know, either retired Hall of Famers or current ones. And a lot of times it's never the point where I walk away going, well, I was awkward, weird, because if I was, I don't really care. I mean, people are weird sometimes. It's okay. But like they set that tone. Some of them are just like super relaxed, like you're talking about with Huey Lewis. You know, I got David Backus was like that. You'd see him in public. We did a charity event once and he just went behind the bar, started pouring beers for people and was like just a normal, cool dude. And everybody there, fans, everybody was comfortable.
Yeah.
It was super easy. And I've seen others where they're like kind of off in their own corner and they don't mind people talking, but they don't really give that vibe out either. So a lot of it is on that person, not like responsibility, just the way it goes is kind of how that person sets the tone.
Yeah. I remember I was disappointed. We did this, Phoebe made the finals of a wiffle ball home run hitting thing. And the celebrity person was Matt Holliday.
Oh, yeah.
And they asked me to interview him. And so he came walking up and I approached him. And he didn't know who I was or that I was scheduled to interview him. And he pretty much blew me off. And then Dan Buck, who was running the thing, goes, hey, this is Dave Glover from 97.1. He's here to interview you. And he was still not Mr. Personality because he's not Mr. Personality. But then at least he was like gracious. But that was disappointing.
Happens.
I don't think anyone should ever blow anyone off.
I would think generally no. Generally, I would agree with you. I mean, because sometimes people come at you a lot.
Of course. That's just being self-protective.
Because I've seen some guys, I'm not talking about me because I'm not in that position. You know, even when you are, it's not the same as somebody who's more famous, like a professional athlete or a musician or whatever. Where sometimes the approach of the person approaching is just like, oh, this is going to be a lot.
Missouri, get ready! The wait is almost over. DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is coming soon to the Show Me State, and you can sign up today. New Missouri customers can get $300 in bonus bets when we launch on December 1st. Download now and place a $5 bet when we go live. DraftKings Sportsbook brings everything you need to elevate your game day, including live in-game betting, lightning-fast payouts, and endless ways to get in on the action, all right from your phone. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code KMOX to grab $300 in bonus bets with just a $5 bet when we go live December 1st. That's code KMOX in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Excludes customers who redeem pre-launch sign-up offer. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
You've got a ton of equity in your home. You're sitting on a gold mine. You could do so much with all that cash, like travel, invest it, or pay off debt, but you can't touch it unless you sell your home. But you really don't want to move. And besides, homes are sitting on the market for a long time these days. You're trapped, right? Well, not with Truehold. With Truehold, you can cash out your equity in as little as 30 days. And listen, you don't have to move. you can stay in the home you love as a renter. So that's Truehold's Sell and Stay program. You cash out your entire home's value and stay put. Truehold even covers property taxes, property insurance, and essential repairs. So imagine using that equity to travel, invest, or pay off debt and stay in your home. It's brilliant, especially in this slow market. You get an all-cash offer now by calling 1-855-300-9993. You can also visit Truehold.com, the smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Feel like your paycheck barely keeps up with your life? At the Financial Freedom Seminar, learn how real people are building passive income and retiring early using real estate. It's all happening live in St. Louis with Lifestyles Unlimited, September 27th and 28th. You'll leave with a step-by-step plan to change your future. Text radio to 88007. That's September 27th and 28th. Text radio to 88007. That's RADIO to 88007 now.
Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight. We are visiting with Dr. Premal Thacker.
I think the key is recognizing symptoms and not ignoring them to say, oh, I think that's going to go away. So I highly encourage anyone who's listening, if they're having abnormal bleeding or hasn't seen their gynecologist in a while, to really make that appointment to ensure that you're getting the best health.
Thanks to Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, please visit siteman.wustl.edu.
Mid-America's most trusted voice for news. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 3 o'clock right now, it's a cloudy sky, 75 degrees downtown at the Arch. Uncertainty over President Trump's tariffs is hampering job growth in the U.S. as businesses pause hiring to see how it plays out. Bradley Blackburn has the details of the latest jobs report from the Labor Department.
CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger says this gives the Federal Reserve a green light to cut interest rates to boost the economy, but with caution.
Price pressures are starting to build a little bit more than the Fed would like. The real question is, can they keep lowering interest rates if they start to see the inflation rate tick up towards the end of the year?
Illinois leaders say they're committed to going to court to fight any National Guard or active duty military deployment to Chicago. Chicago reporter Jeff Buckholz reports their options before troops arrive are limited.
Reporters asked the president this week about the National Guard in Chicago, and he responded, "We're going in." So can't the state go to court to block them from coming?
We're going in is not enough.
State Attorney General Kwame Raoul has filed, by his own count, more than 30 lawsuits against the Trump administration. He says any legal fight against a troop deployment needs to cite the specific reason the White House uses to send in forces, or a judge could throw the whole thing out.
We have to be able to respond to facts, not predicting what he's going to be relying upon and what they're going to be doing specifically.
And that won't be known until those forces start rolling into the city, if they do.
Republican Illinois State Senator Andrew Chesney says a slight decrease in crime in Chicago this year doesn't mean it's acceptable.
Carjackings, robberies, and assaults are out of control. Families are living in fear, and businesses are closing their doors and fleeing downtown.
This just in, Anthropic agrees to pay authors $3,000 per book in a landmark settlement over pirated chatbot training material. This week, KMOX told you about Kirkwood considering new tech to track parking in the downtown area. It would have been a six-figure investment for an app to tell visitors which spots are open and where. Kirkwood council members say they heard an earful about the idea from constituents, with one word in particular coming up again and again.
I mean, this is nuts.
I too, like so many of us, have had a lot of contacts from residents, and they're all pretty consistently thinking it's nuts as well. And I concur with the Nuts Associates.
I won't say it's nuts, but on paper, it's a good idea. But, the costs.
They voted down the contract. Kirkwood will try two things. First, to alleviate the car crunch. First, they'll give out more tickets to those parked over time limits. Second, they'll get separate parking spots for employees. Mom's Deli is open for sandwiches in its new home on Hampton. It was forced to move in February from its longtime location on Jameson. KMOX found fans lined up around the block to get inside today.
About time they opened.
It's a St. Louis staple. We're so happy that it's back open. Just a few teachers here grabbing lunch for our entire small early childhood.
You've been watching to see where they'd go when they'd reopen. What would happen?
Yeah, I've been waiting all summer. So it's great it's finally open again. And the location's great.
I'm really happy that they're opening here. And I mean, it's close to my alma mater behind there, DeBerg. So it's great.
The new Mom's Deli is bigger and brighter than the original location, but the menu is the same. Let's get an update now. The St. Louis Business Index. Our top story was the jobs report. Let's take you to Stiefel now for more from Scott Bedell. Scott.
Happy Friday and good afternoon, everyone. As heard earlier on KMOX, a less than robust employment report this morning led to sharply lower interest rates, which will help those pursuing a mortgage, but not so much for today's stock market. At the 3 p.m. closing bell, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was down 220 points, or 0.5% at 45,401. The Standard & Poor's 500 index lower by 0.33% at 6,481, while the NASDAQ Composite Index marginally lower by 7 points to 21,700. Locally, the Bloomberg St. Louis Stock Index gave up 0.25% at 1,628. Looking at some St. Louis winners and losers, Peabody Energy gained just a little less than 10% at $19.13. Caleres jumped 10.25% at $15.70. On the downside, Reinsurance Group of America fell 2.2% at $193.24. Bellring Brands lost 7.5% to $39.46. Stifel Financial slid 2.75%. They closed at $112.58. For KMOX, this has been Scott Bedell from Stifel Financial, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. Have a good weekend, everyone. We will speak to you again on Monday.
We've got a stalled vehicle, 6440 East at Mason. That's on the right shoulder right now. Stalled vehicle, 6440 West at 94.
Here comes our next cool front and a reinforcement of the northwest flow, a mix of clouds and sunshine going through the afternoon. Emphasis on the clouds. Couple of rain showers after 4 o'clock, 75 for the high. A couple of evening rain showers up until about 7 or 8, then turning partly cloudy, 54 for the overnight low. The weekend, first weekend of September, full moon weekend. Saturday, lots of sunshine, 75. Saturday night, clear and 54. Sunday, sunny and 75. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Sponsored by the Woodlands of Arnold Senior Living. We've got clouds and 75 downtown. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Woodlands of Arnold campus offers skilled rehab, a beautiful assisted living community, and a secure memory care to keep your loved ones safe. Check us out at rspseniorliving.com. That's rspseniorliving.com.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Happy Friday to everyone. Happy birthday to my mom, her 98th birthday. Tomorrow is my birthday and my birthday brother, Alvin Reed, who's here now.
Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday, buddy.
This is some good cake. I had a piece of cake awaiting me here, and it's good cake.
We take care of you.
I'd heard.
That's courtesy of Rach.
Right. I heard you got a lunch out of it, too.
I did.
Yeah,
Katie's
boy.
Pizza.
Look at you.
It's courtesy of all of us. We all chipped in.
There you go.
Keep trying to give all the credit to Rach.
Well, I mean, let's be honest.
And I feel guilty every time.
Rach arranged it all and
Okay.
managed it all and ordered the cake. So really, Rach did do it.
Right. Yeah, you ate some cake.
I ate some cake and pizza.
There you go.
So how big would a KU win on your birthday be?
It'd be great. I mean, it'd be great. I'm not going to delude myself into thinking that, man, I'll just be crushed if they don't win on my birthday.
You'll
But
feel
it'll be all right. I mean, hey, crazier things have happened. I think they'd have to play pretty much an error-free football game, but it's only, it's their third game and Missouri's second, so still early. Anything can happen.
As long as it's competitive.
Yeah, I think it will be. I think
it's kind of gutsy of Mizzou to take on KU in their second game.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do it, you got to do it early.
That was
Because of conference
that's what
play,
it changed because of conference play, because they used to play at the end of the year when it was a conference game. So now it will revert. It is reverting back to earlier in the season, and I think it's both of their second game next year.
Yeah,
I think this is KU's third game, but they played week 0. I think it's both of their second game next year.
And
So
I'm not trying to get on your guys, Alvin, but like if Mizzou, where as Bernie described it, with the success they've had in the SEC the last couple of years, if they're worried about Kansas, then they got worries bigger than that.
Well, I think it's because it's a rivalry game. I think if you took the records of the two, especially over the last decade, but even last year, Kansas lost a lot of close games, but they didn't go to a bowl game. We're just now getting it turned around to where there's a chance that we could go to a bowl game every year. Missouri's program is beyond that. Right. Missouri's recruiting is beyond that. But you still have to play. And I'll tell you what, just in speaking with people younger than me, and not that much younger than me, they don't get it over on the other side of the state. They are just kind of thinking like, no, it's a much bigger deal when we play like Duke in basketball in North Carolina and all that. And I just said, like, you all don't, you don't get it. And I think that was one of KU's downfalls in basketball when Missouri beat them last year and has had success against them, is because, especially last year, I don't think those guys in this NIL age and all that, I think they had no idea what they were going to walk into down there in Columbia. And I just getting this sense that on the other side of the state, we're playing Missouri and Missouri's, supposed to beat us. So what? I'm just in on message boards and whatnot.
Interesting.
I'm so like, you all this
Phoebe
means
says
a
the
lot
same
to
thing.
me.
Phoebe's a junior at KU, and she's in the cult, man. Rock hot, she's into it, the whole thing. And she said, in her own crappy way, like, Mizzou doesn't get it. We don't care about them. We care about K-State.
Right. And I mean, even Coach Leipold said, like, when I first took the job, it was, I didn't know much about this, border war, but I thought it was be all and end all K-State. We weren't even playing Missouri. But once that they decided we were going to play Missouri again, he said, like, all of a sudden people are saying, like, this is the most important game to us. And he was kind of looking around.
Yeah.
He basically said, like, really?
I will say this. Until I moved here, I knew nothing of that rivalry. Because the two programs just generally weren't good enough for national football fans to be like, oh, Mizzou KU this weekend. They were like, whatever. Until Pinkel made Mizzou good, and the same time KU had a good run. Then with Mangino, then that's when people nationally were like, that's a pretty good game. I never heard of this rivalry before.
The first year I was equipment manager, last game of the year. First time I was on a sideline, for the Missouri game. So, Kellen Winslow.
You're equipment manager?
Oh yeah, that's
cool.
my letter and everything.
That's
I
awesome,
can do a
man.
whole show on that because it was quite a time. It was fun. But Kellen Winslow was tight end. Phil Bradley was a quarterback. Oh, I think James Wilder may have been there, but maybe he was. I forgot who the running back was. Man, they had us down by 34 points. And got the ball back at like the 50-yard line. We think they're going to kneel down, threw the damn bomb on us, scored a touchdown. I'm standing there. I said, like, I hate them now, too. Right. It was like, wow. Yeah, and it was in Lawrence. And so 2 years later, we beat them and went to the bowl game. And that was still the sweetest win, I think that I can remember.
Did you guys throw the goalposts in the pond while you were there?
Yes. Those goalposts went to the pond.
Okay.
Yeah, that was probably about the only time that they went.
Who do we beat since Phoebe's been there and they did that?
That was the Oklahoma game.
Okay.
That was a long day. Speaking of, they had a delay during the game last night. Oh, man, the game was at 11 o'clock. Nationally televised. Was it Fox or was it Big Noon? I forgot who did it. And the homecoming tailgate for K Club was that day. I had to be there I got there at like 8 o'clock in the morning and it was cold, and then the game starts, and then it's rain and lightning, and game is delayed, and I had got there so early. I was parked really close to the stadium, so I just went and sat in my car, and I went back in, and I said, well, we'll see what happens here at the beginning. And KU scored a touchdown and got back in the game and ended up winning, and it was just a long, cold, wet day, but at the end,
worth it.
It was worth it.
Yeah.
It was worth it. Now, I did not carry the goalpost to the pond. I got my car, just got back to the hotel.
Let the kids
I don't
do
even
it.
think I came out. I ordered room service.
Now, Wheels hates that. He hates anyone on the field. He hates the goalpost thing.
It's the worst.
It's the worst. And I think there are times when I will give it to maybe the student body. They, rush the field. I'm good with it. I thought Florida State was a little bit beyond. Yeah, you beat Alabama, but you've had a national championship program before.
It's not that big a shot.
That's not that wasn't that big a deal to me. Yeah, you whooped Alabama, but you're supposed to beat them. I mean, you're that kind of program. And all them people rushing the field like it was the greatest victory area. I didn't get that.
I mean, but then you also get like 4-win teams that rush the field when they upset somebody. It's
Right, I agree.
But I think it's just generally stupid because inevitably something bad happens. Somebody gets hurt. Somebody starts yelling at a player, and that player's pissed off, so he punches that person.
Yeah.
Like if you're telling me that recharging the field's okay, then you've got to say whatever happens out there is fine. Then
Yeah.
you can't expect a guy that was just battling for 3.5 hours and somebody's in his face and obstructing his walk back to the locker room. To be just like, okay, buddy, leave me alone. He's going to hit the guy, and
Right.
you've got to deal with that.
And I think that is one of the reasons that it should be. Now we're not doing this anymore because times changed.
I mean,
I think people used to run past the other team. The other team was leaving the field, and you just ran past. You didn't even say anything to them. Now somebody wants to jump in people's face and be tough. And drinking in the stadium has something to do with it too, which you now can do at college football games. And it's dynamite potentially. And I think I don't know what you do, but you just say, we're not doing this.
In 4 years of college, I was at every home football game at Miami. We were playing for national championships every year, playing big games every year. Never once did any student step on the field.
Yep.
Not one time after any game, not after the wide right game, not one time, because Miami's police department was standing there looking at you.
Right.
And they're big ass real cops just standing there looking at you. Not security dudes.
Yeah.
Real city police, and nobody wanted any part of that.
Any part of that. And it was when we beat Missouri in 1981, that game. That was the only game I was ever at where people rushed the field. And I think part of that was because we were going to go to a bowl game.
Yeah.
And those are few and far between.
We're talking to Alvin Reed, from Donnybrook, American, has been on the show now for years and years and years. It's his birthday tomorrow, as well as mine. I want to hear more about being the equipment manager. Did you have to try out for it?
Dude, I thought I was. This is a true story. Okay. My freshman year, I was a projectionist, work study. Okay. And I was going back to do that same job. Now, I had pledged fraternity second semester, and so I was in the fraternity, and I was doing stuff in the journalism department. Okay. I saw a classified ad about 1 inch by 1 inch, equipment manager needed. And I had to go to class, all day. And so I walked down there, it was like 4:30 in the afternoon. And I said, I know 100 guys have been down here. So I got to say, met a guy named Mike Hill, who was the head guy. And he said, here, let's go out in the field. I'll introduce you to the guys. And I'm walking out on the field, and they're loading, practice had just ended, they're loading stuff up and whatnot. I introduced myself. He said, hey, help us load. And I'm kind of thinking to myself, so Craig says, hey, I'll talk to you after practice about what all you get. And I'm like, what I get? What? Huh? Right. And literally within a half hour, I had found out that I was going to get to pay in-state tuition because I was out of state. That I got a stipend. Your first year, you got $80 a month. The next year you got $90 a month, and you got $100. And last year you got $110. I got $12 to $14 when we traveled, and you travel with the team for every like 8 hours you were gone. On Fridays, when the team stayed at the hotel, because we got to eat dinner on the training table during the week, I said when the team went to stay in the hotel on Friday, man, we all got a brand new crisp $10 bill. And this is 1979 through 1982 money, $10.
Yeah.
I got more out of the football program financially, cash-wise, than the guys on the football team did.
Wow, that's true. You're the first NIL guy.
When I first started talking about it, I have told this story from coast to coast, saying like, I am one of those kids that I saw it. I had money in my pocket, and they didn't. They had a full ride scholarship. They had all the food. They had this. They had that. But money was non-existent. They couldn't get a job. I wrote for Audio Reader Network during like right when spring football was like beginning, but second semester, I had a job. I could have had another job on campus if I had had time. And so I just got paid. We got paid minimum wage and overtime during tour-a-days. And some of those days were like 12 hours long. School would start, I'd have like $300-400. It was, it was an amazing experience. I traveled, and I will say the late John Hadel, who should be in the National Football League Hall of Fame, who is not, he was offensive coordinator. And I was the offensive lineman's manager. We all had a specific coach we were assigned to. And for 2 years, I was with John Hadel. And that's why I can look at a football game. And I said, no, I know exactly what's going on out there offensively, because I was just, you're someplace every day, for like 6 months. And it starts when it's 100+ degrees outside, and it ends and it's cold. And it was a tremendous experience. It's one reason I'm still involved with K Club and with KU. And because I answered a 1-by-1 classified ad. Life is weird. And I will just tell you I won't say it changed my life, because I was at KU. I was going to major in journalism. I knew what I was going to do. Did not change my, where I was going, kind of in life. But it was an experience that I really, it was really, really educational in many, many ways. I learned about professionalism in sports, even though it was college. From Coach Hadel. Coach Hadel also went to become head coach of the LA Express, and a kid named Kerry Smith and Craig Lever, who was the head student manager. They went out there. They said, dude, if you want to come out here and be part of the staff. And I said, no, I was headed to Danville, my first newspaper job. And sure, I said, I can't be out in LA making whatever.
Yeah.
It was not big money. Let's put it like
cool,
that.
Though.
Then the league folded, and I said like, it's not like I even gave it any thought, but it was a wise decision to turn down the United States Football League.
Well, have a good birthday tomorrow, my friend.
But I will. Win, lose, or tie.
For your best vision, visit the Doctors of Ophthalmology Associates. They're the doctors' doctors. And what that means is more than 250 doctors trust their eyes to the Doctors of Ophthalmology Associates, Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranja Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andy Royer. So you should trust your eyes to them as well. Doctors Birdie and Malhotra are also cornea surgeons. They're experts in diagnosis and treatment of diseases of the eye, dry eye, allergy eyes, cataracts, macular degeneration, glaucoma, and yes, they do LASIK surgery as well. So do it today. Make an appointment with the doctors' doctors, the Doctors of Ophthalmology Associates, and protect your sight. Call them at 314-966-5000. That's 314-966-5000 or youridoc.com. You can find Ophthalmology Associates at 12990 Manchester Road, just a half mile west of 270 on eastbound Manchester. youridoc.com.
Hi, this is Jill Schlesinger, CBS News business analyst, certified financial planner, and the host of the Jill on Money podcast. This is the show where your money is not scary. It's a show that's all about you. It's your questions that make it possible for me to provide unconventional and entertaining insights on your money, and more importantly, on your life. Listen and follow Jill on Money on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Your home equity could vanish almost overnight, stolen by scammers who forge a deed and transfer it out of your name. The FBI calls it house stealing, and the worst part is you may not know it until it's too late. Find out if you're already a victim now at HomeTitleLock.com. Use promo code RADIO for a 30-day free trial, a title scan, and access to a title specialist, a $250 value. Go to HomeTitleLock.com now. Promo code RADIO.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan with McKelvey Homes. McKelvey is on the move with 3 new communities and prime locations opening soon. The early bird gets the worm, so get your pick of the home sites and the best prices first. Join our VIP list at McKelveyHomes.com. Strawberry Farms is located on Mexico Road, east of Highway K from the 480s. Post Farms on Highway N near Duello Road from the 540s, or the Reserve in Wildwood at Highways 109 and 100 from $560,000 to $1 million plus. It's a great time to move up to McKelvey.
Get ready to step back in time and admire some of the coolest cars in town while supporting our local veterans. Enter your beauty on wheels for a chance to win trophies or just stop by and admire these iconic rides. It's the Kaufman Fund's inaugural Heroes Appreciation Car Show, Sunday, September 14th, 9 to 3:30 at the Bonnin Towers parking lot in Town and Country. For details and to register your ride, visit thekaufmanfund.org. Rev your engines for our veteran heroes.
Looking for a place to call home without all the maintenance? Check out the Towns of Linneman Park, new townhomes by Lombardo, located in St. Peters. These new construction townhomes are located on the south side of 36494, east of Harvester Road, and offer floor plans featuring 2 to 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, a loft, and 2-car attached garages. Community amenities include a clubhouse, pool, pickleball courts, dog park, and walking trails. Tour our newly decorated display and fall in love with your new townhome. Visit LombardoHomes.com for more information.
The Dave Glover Show, weekdays at 1 on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Happy Friday. Joe Deej online says, hey, Glover, happy birthday to you. 61 may not seem special, but I'll miss it when I turn 62 in October. Early happy birthday to Joe. Let me know how it is.
Give me the scouting report.
Give me the scouting report. How 62 looks.
So many super nice comments today. Thank you,
very
everybody.
nice. People are very kind. Let's see. In politics, Trump signs order declaring Department of War as secondary name for the Department of Defense. He's just having a ball. He's just out there having a ball.
That kind of stuff's just trolling, right?
And then RFK Jr. next week is going to give a comprehensive report showing that autism is caused almost exclusively by a common over-the-counter pain reliever and a folate deficiency in pregnant women.
Okay, 2 questions. First of all, the pain reliever that he's talking about, because it's in the stories, is Tylenol.
Yeah.
My guess is the manufacturers of Tylenol are not going to take this well.
Not well.
And I'm sure they're going to make that known. I'm not defending Tylenol. I'm just saying how the world is. Secondly, I thought it was vaccines.
Yeah, I guess that's just gone now.
So if it's the other things, then what's the...
Well, he flipped on the vaccines because remember in the I don't know when or why it really happened, but in the hearing yesterday, they asked him if he supported how rushing the vaccine Trump was, and he said, yeah, Trump should get the Nobel Prize for getting the COVID vaccine out super fast.
What?
Yeah, he said that in the hearing yesterday.
Yeah.
So he can't make up his mind, I think, on how he feels about that.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm trying to make sure. Like,
yeah, look it up.
I
word for word.
Totally believe you. I'm trying to, in my head, I'm trying to go like, it's like Sesame Street. Like, which one of these things is not like the other one? Like, they don't go together.
Well, because Andrew's right. I think whoever the politician was that was speaking to him phrased it like, do you think Trump deserves the Nobel Prize? He can't say no to that.
Yeah, it was very much a leading question that was
Yeah.
like, so you hate these vaccines so much, but other people have said that he deserves a Nobel Prize for this. Do you agree? Does he deserve the Nobel Prize? And RFK was like, absolutely he does. They should give him the Nobel Prize because he got that COVID vaccine out really fast and saved a lot of people. I was like, oh, well, I mean, I guess you got the person who was trying to get you, but it's also like, I don't know. It's like, I had kind of the same reaction Kevin did. It's just like, what?
It's amazing, isn't it?
Okay.
It's almost like none of it makes any sense.
Yeah, it's almost like none of it's real.
And
Well, they asked Trump about RFK Jr. yesterday in the hearing, and his quote was, yeah, he's got a different take on things. That's an understatement.
A person running Health and Human Services should not be about their takes.
They should also probably be a doctor or something.
I mean,
that's just one.
we're
gal's
long
opinion.
past that where qualifications matter. Right?
Seems
I saw a video the other day of Pete Hegseth basically calling Trump a coward for what he said about John McCain. And now here he is. He's just like, he's my buddy. He does no wrong. Like, I don't get how people make those kinds of switches.
Yeah.
Like,
We
it's a
tell you
big
guys
switch.
about Mark Cantor and Cantor Injury Law. And I was making this analogy early on in this campaign. I'm going to make it again. So I have a really great doctor, Dr. John Patrick Stein, who's a concierge doc and only has a limited number of patients, which means that when I need him, he's there. I call, he gets on the phone. I need to come in the same day. I get an appointment. I get 90 to 120-minute appointments when I go in for a regularly scheduled appointment. That's the way it is with Cantor Injury Law. Mark built this firm to be lean and mean and efficient. He has 8 attorneys, partners, associates, paralegals, investigators that help him out. They do predominantly, if not exclusively, plaintiffs' work. So the defense bar knows them. The defense bar respects them. I will go as far as to say that the defense bar fears them. Mark was just named for the second time in his career to the top 10 power list by Lawyers Weekly. You just can't do better than Cantor Injury Law. If you or someone you care about has been injured, make your first call to them. 314-628-9999 or cantorinjurylaw.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Concerned about where your retirement is heading? Is it on track to meet your needs and goals? Are taxes and inflation a constant worry? Well, you can join Jerry Means for What Retirement Means to You, powered by Means Financial Group, and find out how their team can help guide you to that retirement you've always dreamed of. Tune into What Retirement Means to You with Jerry Means, Saturdays at 3 on KMOX, the voice of St. Louis. More details at meansfinancialgroup.com.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. With thousands of 5-star reviews, you can trust us to bring happiness home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, it's busy on a Friday, folks. If you're westbound on 5570 in Illinois, it's slow west of Route 40 over to 157. 70, you've got some heavy traffic right around the city limits. Kings Highway out through Jennings Station. The McKinley Bridge is jammed both directions between both sides of the river downtown. Eastbound, westbound 44 and 70 around the bridges is also pretty busy. Eastbound 70 has slow stuff east of 270 into the Rock Road. Westbound's a little slow from 94 through Zumbel. They had an incident at Cave Springs. They cleared at TR Hughes most of the way to Lake St. Louis Boulevard. It's bogged down between Wentzville Parkway almost and Forestel. There's heavy traffic running through Wright City out to the rest area even after that. Westbound 64, Boyle out through Clayton's Kinkers Jam, but it's slow all the way to Hanley. It's slow Lindbergh to 270. A little busy at Poons Crossing, a little slow west to K, and 364 to 70. Eastbound 64, west of 141 to Mason's heavy. South 170 bogs down at Olive. South 270 from Page all the way down to Ladue through Manchester heavy both ways. Southbound 55, Gasconade Bates. And then there's a little slowdown. Z McNupper, there's a jam northbound 55, north of 61 up to 67. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Rhino Shield is far superior to even the best traditional exterior house paint. Rhino Shield is 8 to 10 times thicker than paint and comes with a 25-year transferable warranty. Rhino Shield is the only ceramic coating company that has been chosen by Disney, This Old House, and 3 times on HGTV's Curb Appeal, where every episode is concentrated on unpainted brick, bonds and seals to stucco, wood, hardy, block, color lock, masonite, and more. No better product for those steel aluminum-sided homes that have become, chalky and tired looking. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. After 15 years, we've got a great reputation and a superior product. As long as it's affordable, why wouldn't you do it? Before you make the costly mistake of painting with traditional paint, you'd be best served to call Rhino Shield today. We are the experts and our evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Thank you, St. Louis, for making Genesis of St. Charles the #1 Genesis dealer in Missouri for 2025. We know your time is valuable. That's why every purchase comes with 3 years of complimentary Genesis service valet within 125 miles. We're closer than you think. That means complimentary vehicle pickup and delivery, plus a loaner vehicle at no additional cost. Or want something new? We'll bring the test drive to you. Visit genesisofstcharles.com today. Based on GMA sales records for 2024. See dealer for details.
Hey, it's Jeff Sachs at Sachs Financial. Did you know that you have a pension and there are ways to maximize how you take it? That's right. It's called Social Security. Find out more at retiresafestl.com/guide. That's retiresafestl.com/guide.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by Sachs Financial.
This is one of the songs I'm going to be playing drums on in the band, and I have not played drums in 4 or 5 years. I should probably practice. Yes. Yeah.
Do you have like a...
That's a good idea.
Do you have a practice kit or do you just play on your drums?
Yeah, I just have a drum set. So.
I've always wanted a drum practice kit and I can't explain why.
What do you mean by practice kit?
Just like the pads.
Oh,
yeah, the ones you can wail on and they don't really make much noise.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a couple of those too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's called a couch.
Yeah, that's how I started, dude. No, that's how I started. My mom and dad had round pillows, and I set them up like drums, and I'd put them on the couch, and I'd get on my knees, and I would just play. And then, like most things I've received in my life were based on a lie, and I told them that I had been going into the band room during 9th grade and playing drums. And the orchestra conductor thought I was really good and had talent. And I used my own $200 to buy my first drum set, which was probably worth about $50. I got really taken advantage of.
Yeah.
And that's how I got into that. Yeah.
Hey, yay.
Yeah.
You know what I did today?
What's that?
And I've always wanted to do this. I ordered a steel drum.
Oh,
wow. Living your life.
I'm going to try to learn how to play this thing. I've
Dave
always
was
wanted
like,
to do
my
it.
background
a long time.
noise is not loud enough on on this show. I need to add a steel drum. Rain's gonna be playing the steel drum in the background.
That'd be great if she did.
Little pause going.
Dave, I'm happy for you. That's
Me
so
too.
cool.
Yeah, that's great.
Well,
That's such a good
it is.
sound.
Yeah, I love the sound. I've always loved the sound. So when I get good at one little song, I'll play it for you.
I love it.
Have you ever tried to play ukulele?
I know, but that's the other thing I want to learn how to play. And I have a buddy here who is a master at it. And he said, I will teach you and I will have you playing in an hour.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So
Lot
that's also on my list.
A lot of great guitarists love the ukulele. Like George Harrison and Tom Petty were really into it. And yeah.
You need to check. I've mentioned this guy before, Jake Sharon Bucaro.
Mm-hmm.
Look him up. He is the Jimi Hendrix of the ukulele.
Very cool.
I'm going to see him in early October.
Does he light it on fire and play it with his tongue?
No, but it's absolutely amazing to watch. You go to YouTube, just put him in on YouTube, and you'll go, Oh my word.
Well, we will work up a song that features steel drums, and the next time you come to town, get up there.
I don't know if we want to do that, but I'm really gonna give it a fighting shot.
Yeah.
And when you're working, it's really hard to do that because you just don't have the time. But
Yeah,
got
sure.
some time now.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Really cool.
And happy birthday, by the way.
Oh, thank you, buddy. Appreciate that.
Aren't you supposed to have that off?
That was the old company.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the old company.
Mhm.
And it's technically tomorrow.
Right. Which meant we got Friday.
Well, okay.
Remember that?
Oh,
You always
no,
get the day
you get
before.
tomorrow.
yeah.
You know what? You get tomorrow off.
Yes, I do. I'm going to come into work anyway. Who knows? Yeah, it's a little overcast here, but when the guys took me to lunch today, it was absolutely idyllic.
Yeah, temperatures are fantastic. We do have the second cold front coming in. It's actually almost on top of us right now. And what's happening, we could still see a couple of showers around over the next few hours. I don't think we're going to see much. If you get a shower, okay, there's a shower. It won't not last long at all. The bulk of the steadier rain is southern Missouri, southern Illinois. We're actually well to our south, but that's the front. We'll go partly cloudy later on tonight and drop down to 54. The weekend is unbelievable. Saturday, sunny and nice, 77. Saturday, clear skies, 54. Sunday, sunny and 77. Sunday night, full moon, the corn moon, clear skies, 53 degrees. Then we start a little warm up. Remember, we talked yesterday. We're not sticking a fork in summer yet. Monday, still delightful. Sunny skies, 81. But I do think we will be very close to hitting 90 for the high on Wednesday, Thursday, maybe even Friday next week.
Okay.
That will seem warm.
Yes, it will. Speaking of the corn moon, Andrew, I don't know how I missed this on your Google Doc all week, but you ate 12 corn dogs last weekend?
15.
15.
Whoa.
15.
What? Oh,
yeah.
In one
I got
weekend?
I got a box from Schnucks that had like 16 of them in there.
Yeah,
like
gave
frozen
Megan
ones.
one?
And Megan ate one. And I ended up just kind of slowly over 3 days.
That's not real slow.
Yeah, so it's pretty good pace.
It's like 72 hours.
Okay, I got to know, how are you preparing the corn dogs? Just
Like-
microwave?
Microwave, yep.
Okay.
Put them in the microwave. And
Microwave.
it says 50 seconds. You really want to do more like a minute 10 because they can end up a little cool on the inside still. So you really want them to get cooked through. Make sure to rotate. Got to flip them
Do you have
halfway
an air
through.
fryer?
I do, but I didn't want to use it for these.
Okay.
I don't know. I just felt I didn't want to. I guess I didn't want. I wanted them faster. Anyway,
I knew you were going to say that.
He's like, I didn't want to wait 4 minutes.
there's no other reason.
No quality reason.
There's no other
to
reason.
go with a microwave.
Don't want to wait
Hey,
4
when you
minutes.
want a corn dog, you want a corn dog.
Yeah,
You guys
I
wanna
didn't
wait
want
for that.
You
I want to fire up
yeah.
a whole thing and make it take 7 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
I wanted them fast.
You want it in 70 seconds, not 4
Yeah,
minutes.
That's correct.
Now, were you eating them like 2 or 3 at a time, or spacing them out one in singles?
I mean, I might have one here, and then I might have 3 there, and then 2 there. I don't know. There wasn't like a
That's not crazy.
No, 4 is a meal. Oh, I almost
would
cussed.
eat 3 corn dogs. at
4
once.
whole ass corn dogs?
I almost cussed at this man. They're not like Coney dogs. They're like 3 inches long. They're frozen corn dogs, brother.
So they're like
3
the
inches
minis.
can be pretty long.
They're,
They're massive corn
so
dogs.
they're the mini. They're not full size hot dogs.
I mean, they're
So many lines.
they're like normal sized.
So like if you were to buy the package of hot dogs at the store.
Yeah. But they're smaller than that. They're thinner than that. They're not like Big Fat Frank. That was
Yeah.
my nickname in high school.
Frank. No, I don't think 3 at a time is crazy. If I was hungry, I would eat 3 corn dogs.
Yeah. They're like not
I think I'm
not
just
like
picturing different corn dogs.
yeah, you're picturing like those kind of like fancy corn dogs
At the
that are like
carnival.
turkey legs. Yeah, no, they're they're like very appropriately sized. corn
Rachel
dogs.
is supportive. Kevin is dismissive. I'm just impressed.
Yeah.
Kevin is stunned, which is incredible to hear.
It is because look,
That the thought of eating 3 corn dogs made him almost fall out of his chair.
well, it's because you made it sound like it was multiple times within a 2-day period that it was at least 3, sometimes more.
oh yes,
Okay, that's a lot.
15 in 3 days, Kevin. Yeah,
I
I
mean,
had
like-
to sometimes do 3 or more a couple
You
times.
gotta get them done.
Hours in the day, man.
So if
I wasn't
take
up
out,
all night.
if we take out sleeping hours,
Mm-hmm.
So let's just give you 8 each one of those.
So I sleep for about 14 hours a day.
So it's about a dog an hour.
It's yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's roughly a dog an hour. But if you have 3, then you're done for the next 3 hours, and you don't have to worry about it.
It's called working ahead.
Yeah. It's not like the button from Lost. I don't have to eat a corn dog every hour on the hour.
Just trying to get ahead.
Now, initially,
but I didn't set out to do this. Yeah, it wasn't a quest. I didn't have it in my dream journal.
It wasn't a quest.
I just didn't really leave the house for a couple days.
I mean, again,
and I noticed my stock supply dwindling a bit.
It's simple math. You put 15 corn dogs in the same room as Andrew. Leave them for 3 days.
Yeah, if they're there for 3 or 4 days, I'm gonna end up taking it down.
There will be none.
Let me ask you, and be honest. Had Megan gone for 5, would you have had a talk?
No, I was fine. She could have had as many as she wanted. I asked her. I was like, "Are you sure?" Because we had them specifically for dinner one night. And I was like, she's like, I think I just want 1. And I was like, are you sure that you just want 1?
Because 4 is a meal.
No takesies backsies.
Well, because I saw there was only like 5 left. And I'm like, are you sure you just want 1? Because if you want 1, I'm eating the rest of them.
Were you a little scared she'd say no?
No, I wanted her to have more. I don't think she eats enough. She'll eat 1 Pop-Tart. And then she's like, all right, that's lunch.
Well, that's
and
normal.
I don't consider, no, it's not. 1 Pop-Tart is not
normal.
Well, it's not a normal
Well, like
lunch.
2 Pop-Tarts is not like dinner. And she'll like eat that for dinner if I'm not home or whatever. I don't like that. I wish she would eat
diet you have.
The stunning diet she has. I don't eat
corn
that.
dogs and Pop-Tarts.
That's
What
the
a
thing
day.
is that she'll be like too lazy to cook or whatever. So she's like, I'll just have a Pop-Tart. And I'm like, no, you gotta eat something.
She's taking it on the chin here at the show.
So I don't think 1 corn dog is enough for dinner.
Well,
Because, contrary to what Kevin thinks, these are normal, appropriate-sized corn dogs.
No,
Craven corn dogs, honey batter dipped from Schnucks. They're delicious.
But there are
Go get 'em.
things called side dishes.
The point of having
Instead of
15
eating
corn dogs
4
in 3 days is you don't want to cook, Kevin. I didn't feel like cooking. I'm not gonna prepare sides.
Oh.
For
like if you
all those microwavable sides take so long
for crushing half a dozen corn dogs at a time.
So if you had kids, you'd be like, now Andrew Jr., well, you know the rule in this family: 1 corn dog is not a meal.
A growing boy needs a couple corn
Have
dogs.
a couple Pop-Tarts.
A couple corn dogs. And there's, I think, negative nutrients in a Pop-Tart.
I mean, again, I would say like two corn dogs is totally normal. Like I would never even bat an eye, but 4 is a lot.
I don't think so.
End of conversation.
I mean, I'm not having a
Andrew
fight
back.
about it.
Ben Boyd texted and said, how many apples would Andrew eat in 3 days?
Only if he finds him here at work.
Yeah, I didn't have any apples. You guys are missing the point. You guys are like, why didn't you have a delicious Katie's pizza instead? I didn't have it. I had corn dogs.
Yeah, but when you bought
How
corn
many
dogs, you
packages
could
do
have
you
bought
have?
apples, right?
Gosh, I didn't want to go to the store. I didn't want to go to. I wasn't leaving the house.
But you
and
did.
I had
get
corn
the,
dogs.
But you got the corn dogs at the store,
I
right?
had the corn dogs for some time. I didn't get them like, ooh, this will be delicious to
Did
have.
you forget about
This will be delicious to have 8 times in the next 3 days.
I bet the
So it was survival.
Yeah, it was survival.
yeah. I bet that store they didn't have anything other than corn dogs.
It was a little warm out. I didn't want to leave and drive all the way to the store and get anything else.
Yeah, I can't drive 2 miles.
I look at the freezer and lo and behold, hey,
I mean, 2
I have
miles.
this big box of corn dogs. And they were delicious. God, I love corn
That
dogs.
is a universal truth about corn dogs. They are delicious.
How do you eat them?
On a stick? Hot?
You get like some mustard or anything?
Oh, no, nothing. No. See, this is the thing. This is the thing. This is what I've been telling
I
you.
knew you didn't bake them in a casserole dish.
This is what I've been trying to tell you guys for a very long time. If the corn dog is good, you don't need mustard.
Okay.
You don't need that. If you need to put mustard on a corn dog to eat it, it's a lousy corn dog.
I'm with Andrew on that one. I agree.
Yeah. The corn dog is meant to be eaten as itself. If you put too much on it, you're just ruining the corn dog.
Well, but not,
I want to
not
taste.
by itself. It's meant to be eaten with.
I
want to
taste the honey corn batter. That's why I'm eating it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that for sure.
Thank you, Dave.
All right. Good weekend.
Traffic from the MichaelsFloorandOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, this traffic report's a service of FanDuel Sports Network. Leaving on westbound Highway 70, you've got heavy traffic really both ways between 170 and Kings Highway. Westbound, it goes to Jennings Station. Eastbound, it goes to Jennings Station as well. Eastbound's also heavy from 270 into about the airport, really, or let's call it our city into the airport. So a lot of busy volume eastbound. We had an earlier incident near Cave Springs, and some of that volume just unwinding. Westbound 70 from 79 out through Lake St. Louis Boulevard is busy, and there's still slow traffic coming through the Wright City area, both sides of Wright City out to the rest area right now. If you're on westbound 64, it's a solid jam Boyle to Clayton Skinker, but it's slow all the way to Hanley, Lindbergh to 270. Long road out to the Spirit Boone Bridge area, then from K midway to Winghaven and 364 to 70 after that. South 270, Page to Ladue, both ways between Ladue and south of Manchester, slow, and southbound still busy. 44 to Gravois, southbound 170 delay south of Olive, southbound 55 a little heavy. Gasconade Bates, still this jam northbound 55, north of 61 up to 67 roadwork causing that. A big backup downtown, eastbound 70 east of Grand, all the way on to westbound 44 to the Poplar slow, and the Mutual Veterans Bridge is jammed, or excuse me, McKinley Bridge jammed both ways. Cardinals FanDuel Sports Network is your TV and streaming home of the Cardinals. Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network and stream the Cardinals or watch through your TV provider. Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com for details. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Missouri, get ready! The wait is almost over. DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is coming soon to the Show Me State, and you can sign up today. New Missouri customers can get $300 in bonus bets when we launch on December 1st. Download now and place a $5 bet when we go live. DraftKings Sportsbook brings everything you need to elevate your game day, including live in-game betting, lightning-fast payouts, and endless ways to get in on the action, all right from your phone. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code KMOX to grab $300 in bonus bets with just a $5 bet when we go live December 1st. That's code KMOX in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Excludes customers who redeem pre-launch sign-up offer. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
A little kindness goes a long way.
Hold a door, share a compliment, just be polite. It doesn't cost a thing.
And it can change someone's whole day.
Let's prove the world's a little brighter than the headlines.
So let's all do our part, one small act at a time.
Because kindness is contagious.
The Chris and Amy Show, sharing kindness with Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electrical.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contrast. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Here's the tale of the daily med fill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. Deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insurance.
Dave Glover, Rachel Zimmerman, Kevin Wheeler. The Dave Glover Show on KMOX.
And Corn Dog.
Oh, is that his new nickname?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to get away from.
But it's like, cool, like it's actually completely separate of the last conversation. He's just the corn dog, DAWG.
DAWG,
Because
yeah.
he loves corn.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true.
That could have a double meaning.
Sure could.
Look at
It's
that.
a great nickname.
I would eat a corn dog multiple every day for the rest of my life. It doesn't hurt me. I feel nothing from that. I love a corn dog.
Okay.
I mean, they're good.
I appreciate you taking a stand.
Yeah, they're good.
That's the most definitive I've ever seen you.
I might actually end up having more soon. So I did buy another box at the store the other day.
Well, I think that's pretty well a certainty.
We might go down to the expo this weekend.
Did you buy any,
Stand by.
Did you buy any side dishes?
No, what is your obsession with side dishes?
I don't know. I just like when I make dinner with a main dish and then side dishes. Like,
Oh, whoop-de-doo.
Mashed taters. Or
I don't recall asking.
Tell him what Ben Boyd's 7-year-old son just said.
Ben Boyd just texted us. He said, "We're listening in my car, and my 7-year-old just said this guy's crazy."
I got a problem with Ben because Ben never texts me. Ben texts everyone but the man himself.
Everyone but the dog.
Yeah, everyone but the corn dog.
I bet I haven't had a corn dog in 40 years.
Oh, they're good, man.
You want one?
You got one in your pocket?
What if he just reached into his shirt and it's like, "Here's a corn dog"?
Oh my god! If I knew we were going to do this today, I would have brought them for sure.
What if he put corn dogs on the cake like candles?
I would have just drawn one out like a sword.
And by the way, I would have totally eaten a corn dog candle.
So we have our 25th anniversary coming up in a month. In 25 years, on a stick, maybe one of the funniest things anyone has said.
God,
on the show.
I'm still laughing at it. I laughed the whole break under my breath. That was great. On a stick.
You must stick. They come like that. If you want one though, I can bring in the box. Have them for corn. Have them for lunch for a few days.
After corn. I'm having an after corn dog.
Shall we retire to the parlor and have an after dinner corn dog?
I have a.
But Andrew, we just had them for dinner. No, this is an after corn dog.
That actually is a thought that because I have this big box. So a couple times I've looked at like a portion of food and I've thought like, I don't know if this is really going to be enough to keep me hungry or to keep me full until I'm going to be hungry again. And then I'm like, nah, you know what? I got those dogs. I'll be fine. Just throw a couple corn dogs in.
Throw them in the microwave.
They make
man.
a great snack.
Charlie Brennan once again with Dr. Colleen Bosler at the Audiology Center. Dr. Bosler, is it possible we might say, oh, those kids are mumbling, when the problem really is our own inability to hear?
Exactly. Hearing is integral in everything that we do.